to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Yeah, baby, what is going on? Welcome to the KVJ Show. How the heck are you here? Happy Thursday. I am Kevin, your host. We've got Virginia and Jaybird all in the studio. Producer Dennys is in there rocking, and Suits is locking down KVJ TV. You can actually watch us right now on your flat screen TV. Just go to YouTube, look for the KVJ Show. We're right there. So we be on Apple TV. You got a Fire Stick. You got an X1 DVR from Xfinity. You're all good to go. You can also go kvjshow.tv and plug us in right now.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about today, Jaybird?
Well, I gotta say congratulations to the Sinickies. They have made us go viral on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, viral, huh?
Well, we're approaching 1 million views on that video, so I would say yeah.
Wow.
We're at over 750,000 right now.
That's insane.
730,000 right now, but it's trending to 1 million.
What?
And it's that Rocco clip.
What the heck?
It's so funny because we've done TikToks that have taken us like months and months to build, and they've got like 100 views. And then this one that took exactly 30 seconds to put together is going to be our biggest.
Hey, sometimes less is more, man. You don't always have to have this big production to make something go. As soon as I heard that clip, I knew that was going to be funny. You heard me. I go, Kevin, you got to play it. You got to play it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It is pretty funny. It is a video. Virginia is walking Rocco into school. You got your husband that is holding Rocco's hand, and you're coming up behind him.
Rocco's given us the tour.
Okay.
And he had shown us his cafeteria, and then we were going over to the library, and he's walking us through the library, showing us everything.
Okay, here's what he has to say.
Oh,
Stall, Virginia.
why are we whispering? Because it's a damn library. Oh.
And that's all it is.
That's all it is.
The kid saying because it's a damn library.
Well, his reaction was real, and it wasn't, he didn't know the camera was on him, so it was just a raw, shut up, Mom, it's the library.
That's fantastic. Wow, how about that? Yeah, 734,000 views on the KVJ Show TikTok.
And climbing.
Yeah.
Every time I refresh it, it's going up. It went up. It went crazy last night.
Nice.
Yeah, right now we are at 5,724 followers. Let's see if we can get to 6,000 by the end of today's show.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
It's not going to happen, but a boy can hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you don't know, we are on TikTok. Just go to TikTok and look. It's at KVJ Show. So go there and follow. You get all kinds of cool little videos. What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
So Magnolia came to me, and she wants to do this little trip. And I'm thinking I might let her go, but Panda kind of thinks I'm crazy. She's 17, and her little best friend is leaving to go to college today.
Okay.
So her little best friend from Jupiter, this girl is a year older than her. This girl is going up to Georgia to be a bulldog. And Labor Day weekend, I guess the Georgia Bulldogs are playing some important college football game in the Falcons Stadium in Atlanta.
Okay, yeah, they do a lot of times a kickoff kind of classic there. I think they're playing, that might be an Oregon game actually, against Oregon. That's a big college football game.
Okay. Well, so Mags wants to fly up, with Delta. It's a straight flight from West Palm to Atlanta, so there's no changing planes. It's no craziness. She wants to go up there, hang out with her friend, sleep in the girls' dorm room, and then come back. And that would just be like a little fun trip for her Labor Day weekend. But she'd be by herself. Am I crazy for considering it and thinking about letting her do it?
I think you're crazy for many reasons, but
I don't think you're crazy for this.
I don't think I'm crazy either. I think she'll be okay. I think that she's 17. She's already planning her college adventure.
Yeah.
It's going to be starting next year. And I don't know. I feel like this one's going to be okay. I don't feel like it's that big of an ask.
These are the kind of things that she's going to be doing very soon. She is, less than a year from being an adult where she doesn't need your permission to do these kind of things.
Right.
This is all hers. And so, I think you got to start testing them out and doing some things like this.
All right. Well, I will keep you posted. We're going to go on today and look at the ticket prices because as long as they're not too crazy, we'll get her a ticket.
Look, just keep the videos coming, all right?
Yeah. At least Magnolia's not heading off to Mexico today.
Oh, that's right. Your daughter Caitlin's going to Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that today?
That is today.
And how long she going for?
She's going through the weekend. She'll be back, I think, on Sunday.
How are you doing?
I mean, I'm okay. You're hoping for the best.
Oh my
I know people do
gosh.
go, and it's fine. In fact, a majority of people go to Mexico, and they're absolutely fine.
But that doesn't make it any easier for a dad back at home stressing.
Yeah, you're a little nervous, but hey, anything in life. You go out in the morning to school, and there's things all around that. So is life.
My dad, because my dad got into town yesterday, he was just talking about being a parent, and that there's a point where you worry about your kids a lot, but you have to almost kind of let certain things go because you can't control everything. And he said that it's a tough place to be as a parent, but for your own sanity, you almost have to. Caitlin's 24.
Yeah.
You got to let her go and do her thing.
Caitlin's not even my kid, and now I'm over here. Oh my gosh, Caitlin, Mexico. Ooh.
Yeah, Cheyenne.
Oh, Cheyenne.
Well, that is different.
I feel like Cheyenne can hold her own.
I'm worried about Cheyenne in Mexico. Cheyenne cannot hold her own in Mexico. Let me just go ahead and say that.
No, she cannot.
You're
Get a little crazy.
You're talking about the girl that's tackling bushes? You think she's going to do well in Mexico?
Hard to kidnap.
You're right. I told her, you just wear that shirt. Hard to kidnap. Let them know ahead of time. Well, I thought this was rather interesting, and it's going to change the way I behave. Because I'm one of those people, to me, the worst nightmare you can have is to go out and you not have a full battery, or you're almost dead with your battery. You don't have a charger and your phone dies. To me, that would wreck a day. I can't even tell you. It would probably wreck a week because, the tsunami of waves that would crash over everything that fell apart in one day of not having a fully charged phone for me would be devastating. So I always, every night before I go to bed, there will not be a night that my phone is not plugged in right on my nightstand, right next to my head. So when I wake up, I always got 100% battery.
Amen. Me too.
But I'm hearing that is not the thing to do. You should not plug in your phone overnight.
What?
Because when your phone is connected to a charger, it gets warmer than if it isn't connected. And apparently, warmth is bad for batteries, and it kills it. So you shouldn't charge your phone overnight, they say. They say rather than charge it at night, you should give it a charge or two during the day. Maybe you wake up and you start charging your phone. And the thing we don't realize, it doesn't take a full night to charge your battery. An iPhone can go from 0 to 50% in about 30 minutes. Using a 20-watt charger. And then it can go to being fully charged in under 2 hours. So if you wake up, even if your phone's almost dead, by the time you kind of get going in the morning, your phone should be ready to go. Or you could go right to the office and then have another charge session for 20, 30 minutes, and you're up to 100% battery. That way your phone's not getting all warm, and you're not killing your battery life.
I hear what you're saying, but it would be really hard for me to break this pattern that I've got going on over here.
I wish I would fall into the pattern of me just remembering to charge my phone at nighttime.
Ever. Yeah, even ever.
I fly real close to the sun.
Battery
Yeah.
is not what kills his phones. Dropping them in fruit punch is what takes Jaybird's phones out.
Yeah. So anyway, I do typically have problems with battery life later on. After about 3 years, my phones, and I thought everybody's phone was just that way, and maybe it is. But I guess if you want to maximize your phone battery life, you should not be doing what I do and charging it overnight. So I'm going to give it a shot. And I didn't see this until this morning. So I fully charged my phone all night last night. But I'm going to try it tomorrow, where I'm going to just leave it on my nightstand, not plugged in. When I get up in the morning to do some work, I'm going to plug it in and see how that does. And yeah, if I wind up running out of battery tomorrow, you'll know why. You'll know I'll never do this again. But I just thought that was an interesting thing.
Live like me, dog. Fly real close to the sun. It keeps you alive. It keeps you alert.
No chance, man. There's no chance I would ever do that. Okay, who on the KVJ show would blame their fart on somebody else?
It rhymes with smirshminja.
Okay, you think Virginia would be the culprit here?
She's admitted it. She's done it. She did it to Magnolia when Magnolia was a kid.
Yeah.
Virginia farted in a department store and then blamed it on her daughter.
This is Virginia's MO.
I'm so sorry. But if you have a kid, this is so perfect, especially if they're a baby.
Yeah.
You go, oh, Magnolia, and you check their diaper like you're like, whoa.
You feel good about that answer?
I think that's who it would be. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I mean, I don't know if I feel good about how proud she is of it.
Oh, yeah. She looks real torn up about it.
She's very proud of herself.
So sorry.
Yeah. Who on the KVJ show would be most likely to get a documentary made about them? What do you think that would be? If you had to guess.
Probably Jay Bird.
Okay.
Why? Just for being weird?
Yeah.
Okay, a weird documentary? Yeah. I think it would have to be something, and you don't know. I mean, we all could be, I don't know, ripe for a scandal. There could be something big, and then all of a sudden they want to do, usually need that big story, and then they really delve in to be like, whoa, what did they really know? I saw they're getting ready to do a whole docuseries on Army Hammer.
Oh, I saw that.
Coming to Discovery Plus.
I mean, there's multiple girls that are now coming forward and saying that he admitted in the bedroom to them that he was a cannibal.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, and apparently he's got a shady grandfather as well.
Oh, yeah.
Armin, who is the
He
oil
didn't
magnate.
learn it. His grandfather and his father were both a little like, whoa.
Yeah, so it may be kind of a learned trait, not something to be like, where did this come from?
He got the money from them, but he also got the nutty.
And not all documentaries have to be a hit piece either. You could,
True.
it could be, all kind of documentaries.
Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe Dennys. I think someday he's going to be some kingpin of weed.
I believe that if we hooked up with the right people and marijuana becomes like recreationally legal,
Could happen in
Dennys
2024.
could be a multi-millionaire with his skill level.
Yeah, and that would be it. He will invent the strain that will bring peace to the world. He makes this one strain, and everybody who ever ingests it will become completely peaceful. And then all of a sudden, there's peace on Earth. And be like, how'd that happen? Then you have a documentary on Dennys, be like, well, one day I was just sitting there, and I thought maybe we put this with this and this with that, and I just felt peaceful. And then that would be it. It'd be an amazing
And
documentary.
we never see him again.
Yeah, that'd be it. Who on the KVJ show is most likely to buy a bar a round of drinks? I think that's Jay Bird.
It's probably me.
Yeah.
I think I did that in Logan, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, so,
Shamrock.
yeah. Drinks are very cheap at the Shamrock. You can rock it at the Shamrock.
Yeah. You could actually buy the whole bar around for $20.
You can't pull that move in South Florida.
No, you can't. You can't buy yourself a drink for
The
$20.
bartender was so nice, by the way. She was trying to help us find lodging. Our bill was pretty darn cheap, too. Yeah, it was very cheap in Logan.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's way different than South Florida.
Yeah, it's a very affordable vacation. Okay, and on the tip of Army Hammer, who on the KVJ show is most likely to eat a human?
Oh, my.
You think any of us has any cannibalistic tendencies?
Nobody would want to ever eat a human, but I'm trying to think of who would probably do it and get through it the quickest and get, I don't know, man. It's going to either be going to be me or Kevin.
Okay.
You won't do it, Virginia.
I'm too prissy.
I think I can get mentally there and just go, all right, Kev, we just got to eat this bomb. We got to eat Virginia.
If I had to eat stuff, I would eat bugs. I would eat everything.
Yeah.
I would eat so many other things before I could ingest human. I don't know, bruh.
I'd mentally just say, all right, Bird, you're doing a bit. You're doing a do it bitch punishment. Just eat
Don't
Virginia.
think about it.
Just eat the witch. Eat her.
Hopefully I'm dead first.
Well, yeah.
But I'm still alive.
Why are you chewing on me? Stop.
Get my ass cheek out of your mouth.
I think it's me or Kevin. Gotta watch Ralston.
He would do whatever he needed to do to
I think-
survive.
It's a
that's-
keto diet.
I
Yeah.
think
He would
he
go into
could.
robot mode.
I think
yeah.
he could go into robot mode. And I think Dennys is up there too.
Okay.
But I think it would probably Right, Kevin, me, Dennys.
All right.
Maybe you a little bit more with the cannibal
On the
ways.
show Army Hammer.
I think it would be Kevin Dennys, then you.
Okay.
I think Dennys would go into robot mode quick too. Survival.
Yeah.
Put emotion aside and just
Do what you got to do. You don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Just what you got to do. And who do you think on the KVJ show is most likely to get us sued? Who would you say?
Me or Virginia?
I think it's Virginia.
Probably me.
I mean, all three of us are always, there's always potential. Kevin's going to be something accidentally.
Kevin will say something accidentally with no malice intended, but cost us hundreds of thousands.
Or I'll think it's a good idea to light shots of alcohol on fire while the fire marshal's watching your broadcast.
Yeah, that's how Kevin's scandal would go down. He's in charge. He should have thought of it this way. You'll be the fall guy for that. Me and Virginia, possibly, just because we're emotional creatures. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay.
We might get caught up in some scandal.
But you're right, though. It's without a doubt Virginia.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Well, it seemed like it went okay. The first day of school yesterday for Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, Indiantown, Okeechobee. I think all those counties were in yesterday. Broward, Miami-Dade, you got till next week. So you can look at all the mistakes that we are making here in South Florida and these other counties, and you can get it right. Now, it seems like this is just inevitable, but the car lines seem to be kind of an issue. They just don't run that smoothly. Yesterday, my daughter was dealing with my son, and it seemed like it was about 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh,
so
wow.
about 2 hours of her day was spent waiting in line to pick up and drop off.
How'd that go? Was she annoyed with that?
Yeah, I mean, you don't love sitting there, so.
I mean, how great is that, though, for you and your wife that she's able to take that off of your plate?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Well, that was kind of in swap for us watching her dogs while she goes to Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's free.
Oh, my
Nothing's
gosh.
free.
She has the cutest dogs.
Yeah, the one new one is interesting because he's a snorer. And his name's Ocho. She only gets her dogs from Spanish-speaking families. So the dog only understands Spanish. It's very odd. It's kind of weird.
Well, you love Spanish.
I do. You're right. So it's working for me. I'm
This
trying
will
out my
be-
Spanish on the dog.
An immersive experience.
I figure if the dog doesn't understand, I need to keep working on it. So, yesterday I think that was kind of the issue, but the car lines seem to sort themselves out after about the first couple days. It'll get a lot better. The one thing I did notice, though, was traffic. There were some traffic mishaps. People were driving fast and crazy, and you've got summer driving on the mind. You got to switch that gear if you're in a county where there are school buses and everything else. Unfortunately, there were a couple accidents that happened yesterday. And people also zipping around some of the school zones. Which,
Zipping?
you know you can't do. That is a big old fine if you go flying through one of them school zones.
Cannot zip through the school zone.
No, come
No.
on.
Even if a school's not there, you can't zip through the school zone. We got an audio message on the WRMF app here, and this explains it.
Just something a little funny I observed this morning. Grove Park Elementary, the school that they tore down this morning, had the 20-mile-an-hour lights on, a police officer enforcing the speed limit, and crossing guards for the school, even though the school has been knocked down.
Wait, what?
Did they? I don't understand that. Did they not get the memo that they're tearing the school down to rebuild it, and Grove Park Elementary is going to another school in the meantime?
Okay, if there's no kids, we don't need a crossing guard.
That doesn't make any sense.
That can't be real.
No, I think it is real. There's got to be a mix-up, or maybe it's something where it's in the city lines and they have to go there and do it anyway.
I don't understand that. I mean, I get maybe the flashing lights because you can't just at one school
It's
flip
automated.
the switch. It's automated. That I get. Having an officer enforcing that doesn't seem cool because, hey, if there's no school, do we really still have to obey and slow down? Because I know that spot because it's on Military Trail, close to Palm Beach Gardens. And, yeah, you're going pretty quick, and then you got to slow down to like 20 miles an hour. So it's a good 20 miles off of, you got to cut your speed in half to go there. But if there's no school and no kids, then what the heck are we doing? So do we still have to do that? Can you still give me a ticket even though if there's no school?
Is there any other school anywhere near there? I'm trying to think that why they would still do that. Is it just Grove Park?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's bizarre. Are they still going to be out there today? If the crossing
Day one,
guard,
it's like, hey, man, where are all the kids?
if nobody
Hey, where's the
crosses,
school?
do you still come out the second day?
Look, we'll give you the first day because maybe there was some confusion. The second day's on y'all.
I don't know what's going on there. It's a very odd thing. So Jaybird always brings this up. Are you a teacher that gives out homework on the first day? Well, we got an email from Carlos, and he said, yeah, Jason, every time you mention that no teacher should give homework on the first day of school, I would think that there wouldn't be any teacher who'd be so cruel. Well, I was wrong. First thing my daughter said when she got into the car was, you will not believe what my civics teacher did today. And I said, did she give you homework? And she said, yes, she did. A 2-page report on Independence Day that's due tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Hashtag not cool, teacher.
That's a lot, man.
2 pages.
That's at least an hour-long project, at least.
Rocco's teacher, this is why I think she's so cool. When we met her, she pulled everybody aside, all the parents, and she goes, don't worry, there's not going to be a lot of homework in this class. I don't believe it's fair to students and to parents because homework becomes a big burden. And she said, look, me, myself, I'm a teacher. I'm a mother. I don't want to be doing a bunch of homework with my kid at home. I'm not going to do that to you guys. And I was like, high five.
I mean, I think homework is good, but I also think it can be bad. When you give busy work, I think homework is bad. I remember doing a lot of busy work as a kid. You're just doing stuff just to do.
Totally.
This is a text message that kind of explains why maybe you see crazier car lines on the first day of school. First off, a lot of the younger kids, they got to get them buckled and out of the car, and they're not really used to doing that themselves. Parents always want to take a picture as it's the first day of school, and that seems to slow down the lines as well.
I need it for the gram.
And a lot of parents want to drop off in the car on the first day instead of doing the school bus, so that adds to added traffic. So after a day or two, they're over the novelty, and it's like, just go out there and get to the bus.
The parents get jaded and go, all right, just walk to school.
Yeah, so that, I guess, explains it. Lizzo is one of 2 artists that have recently had to change lyrics in a song for being insensitive. It is the word spazz. Lizzo, her song Girls, was a single she released in June, which originally included the lyric, I'm a spaz.
Do you see this? I'm a spaz.
And people said that's insensitive. That is a word that we shouldn't be using. Beyonce then followed up. I guess she had already worked out her song, but then when she came out with her new album and it dropped just a couple of weeks ago, on the song Heated, she had this. And people said the same thing, that it is a word that is hurtful. And I was kind of wondering why, because here in America, we don't, or at least hadn't thought too much about it. It was one of those words that wasn't really on my radar, and I'd heard it a good bit.
We have it in our theme song. I wrote it in our intro of our
It's a
theme.
spaz.
Jason
is a
talks
spaz.
he acts like a
talks
spaz.
like a spaz. Yeah. And I did a little bit of a deeper dive on it and found out, I think, what it is and what is causing the issue here in America. Spaz is something that, isn't typically, or at least hadn't been thought to be meant that way, because what they were saying was it's a derogatory term against those with spastic diplegia, a common form of cerebral palsy. And a lot of people that heard that said, that's not what I think. I don't think that. I think it's usually self-deprecating. I think that it is something when somebody is a little uncoordinated.
That's not what the word means to a lot of people here in the States. It just doesn't mean that. It means something completely different.
Yeah. And where I think this really comes from is because things are so global and the world is a lot smaller now because of social media and streaming and everything else that is out there. Here in America, not such a big deal. Apparently in countries like Great Britain and Australia, spaz is seen as a pretty bad word. In fact, in 2003, there was a BBC poll that found that spastic was the second most offensive term for disabled people. The R word used for people that are mentally challenged was number 1. So it would be on the same level. And we stopped using that. Remember back in the day, the Black Eyed Peas, before it was let's get it started, it was let's get the R word. And people said, no, we're not going to be using that word anymore. And think back to that now. You wouldn't even imagine ever coming out with a song like that, because that's kind of sunk into our collective brains that it's very derogatory to use the R word if you're talking about somebody that is mentally challenged.
Totally.
And I'm wondering if spaz will be that next word that settles in. And it's because not of our own sensibilities here in America, but because of sensibilities that have happened overseas and other places. In fact, they were talking about the American use of the word spaz, and it really kind of started in a lot of our pop culture TV shows and movies. Back in the 70s, there was a skit that Steve Martin used to do on Saturday Night Live, and he would call himself Chaz the Spaz. And then from there, it was in a Bill Murray movie called Meatballs. There was a character named Spaz. And so I think from there, as Americans, we started thinking, okay, it's a kid that's, uncoordinated, something like that. We don't think of it as a derogatory term like it's been in other countries.
This is what language is, though. Language is different in different regions, and it's all about intention. When I say spaz, I'm personally not making fun of somebody with cerebral palsy, and there's context behind what I'm saying, and I feel like that gets lost a lot of times with a lot of these conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, there's parts of the country where they say cigarette for a different type of word. It means completely different. It's a derogatory term here.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because what it seems like is happening now is global sensibilities seem to be infusing themselves into all countries as we become more connected through our social media platforms. And you're right, to that point, if you go to England and you ask for a cigarette, you would use an F word that is a very derogatory word for a homosexual in America that you would never imagine using here. Yet they will throw that word around like it's nothing. They even have the term that we have, fanny pack. The word fanny over in Great Britain is a very derogatory word for female genitalia.
It means vagina.
It does. So you would never say that in England.
No.
So I wonder if some of these English-speaking countries will start melding, because it seems like you've had Lizzo and Beyonce both change the word spaz where they didn't think it was a bad word. And it probably came from pressures where people in Great Britain and Australia are going, I can't believe they said that in a song. What the heck, man? And they changed it because of that.
It's like anything in life. There are going to be people who are really drawn and love the fact that they did that. There's going to be other people who are annoyed that they did that and think we're being too sensitive as people. So you're going to, all of it's going to be good for the artist because it's getting talk for them.
We actually have a KVJ listener with cerebral palsy who's very active on social media. She's got way more followers than I do. And she actually does a lot of cerebral palsy posts and teaching people about stuff. I'm going to message her and ask her.
Yeah.
She's very active. We talk all the time. I'm going to say, hey, how do you feel about the word spaz? And if that person has a problem with it, then I think I'm going to readjust the way I use it.
The last time we talked about it, we did hear from people who had cerebral palsy. They talked to me with message, and it's going to be a personality. A lot of people said they were not offended by it. So, what offends you may not. My whole thing is not one person speaks for an entire group of people. Just because you're offended by something doesn't mean everybody in that group is going to share your opinion.
Well, if England got us to stop using the word spaz, which I guess that still remains to be seen, I think you need to change your word for cigarette. I'm just saying. Shot back at you, England.
We don't want to hear that.
Well, does that mean we got to take out the spaz in our theme song?
Well, I think we'll wait and see. It took a little while after the Black Eyed Peas came out with the Let's Get It started before that really kind of sunk in. And now in America, I don't think you would ever dream of putting that out on something that was common media usage.
We evolve when we realize it's a hurtful, because, at the end of the day, I don't want to be hurtful.
No, I don't want to be hurtful either, but I don't know.
It doesn't bother me.
It's still early for spaz, I would say. You've seen it change in 2 songs. Will it start changing in other vernacular, and will it kind of be standard where it's like, yeah, let's not use that word anymore? I think we're still waiting to find out. So people like the girl you're talking about on TikTok will help let us know.
Yeah, I'm going to ask her, because she's very nice. She's the one that opened my eyes to the fact that, downtown we have so many bicycles that you can rent now. Brightline even does it. But they don't have any with 3 wheels. And 3 wheels cost the same as 2. And if you do them with 3 wheels, then people with cerebral palsy or other effects that can't use 2 wheels can now use the bikes. And I was like, wow, I never thought thought about that.
Right.
She's got 26,000 followers on Instagram that are following her. And I love that she's teaching us about life with cerebral palsy.
Yep. Well, we got an email from Christy, and her daughter doesn't mean to be insensitive, but apparently she has no filter. And Christy's wanting to know what to do because, in this world where we try to get our words right and you just don't say certain things to certain people, apparently she has a filterless child.
I know what that's like.
She said, what do other parents do when you have a filterless child? Where you find yourself in public situations anxious about what painfully truthful observation your kid is about to say to some unsuspecting innocent person that has had the unfortunate luck of crossing paths with them. Hopefully the parent can handle it with apologies, a little charm, and never see this person again or not be so lucky. So we had an open house just this past Monday, and my daughter was meeting her second grade teacher. I asked her to introduce herself, and they started off learning each other's names and having small talk about the new school year. Then my daughter looks up and says to her teacher, "Oh, we have the same eyes." I'm thinking, oh, how nice. They both have brown eyes. And the teacher replies, "Oh, we do." She clearly has blue eyes. My daughter then matter-of-factly replies, "Yeah, my eye drifts to that side too." Well, I try to remain ever so still because the teacher's eye was moving.
Oh.
The teacher's clearly embarrassed and trying to find a way to reply and also change the subject. My daughter is just thrilled that she has found something in common to talk about. I tried and failed to clean it up as more parents filed into the classroom. I pulled her aside a minute later to go over why it was inappropriate, hurtful to point out other people's physical appearances, even if you have a commonality. Needless to say, I think I owe her classroom Amazon wish list now. Other than not ever going back out in public and just constantly learning the hard way, how do other parents deal with filterless kids? Appreciate any help, or at least just knowing I'm not the only parent out there bobbing and weaving society.
I don't think this is a major infraction. The innocence of children, they don't understand. They point out physical defects. And she was just trying to have commonality and a bond with her teacher. And I'm sure the teacher is looking at it like that. But yeah, a little conversation about let's not talk about anybody's physical deformity.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we're not going to point it out. We're just going to notice it and not focus on it.
Right.
Oh,
It's tough, though. She just hates taking her kid out in public because you never know what's going to come out of the kid's mouth.
and that's every kid. I mean,
Yeah.
at that age, they don't understand. And I'm sure the teacher is sympathetic. I mean, she's a teacher. She deals with these kids all day.
Yeah.
They're innocent. They don't mean anything bad by it.
Right. So, Christy, at least know you're not alone.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Yeah, this one is rough. So, Vanessa Bryant, the widow of Kobe Bryant, was in court yesterday in Los Angeles, and the whole case is about the mismanagement of photos that were taken at the scene of the crash where her late husband Kobe and her daughter Gianna lost their lives. And they were not the only people on the helicopter. There were quite a few people there that lost their lives in that crash that day. The problem was, I guess the sheriff's deputies and the firefighters shared the pictures, a bunch of pictures with their friends, with their family. And you're talking about graphic pictures that should be private. At least 28 devices received pictures from at least a dozen different deputies and firefighters. I mean, ooh.
Okay.
So she took the stand yesterday and was sobbing and talking about how in one of the comments, the deputy referred to her loved ones as, and I quote, piles of meat.
Yeah.
As he shared the pictures. And you can see why that would be very upsetting to the family.
Absolutely.
So
So-
is she suing them?
She is. She's suing them, and it's a whole thing, and I think she'll probably win.
Okay.
In other news, do you follow Tommy Lee on Instagram?
I do not.
I don't.
Oh, you should. Let's see. 5 hours ago, he posted a full frontal nude picture.
On purpose?
I don't know.
Because you can. I know it sounds...
Still up there.
I know it sounds impossible, but you can accidentally post stuff to social media.
Sorry, 4 hours ago. I just want to give you all...
Let me see.
I just want to let you know it's there right now.
I didn't know you were allowed to do that on Instagram.
I don't think you are, but if you want to see
Hold on.
Tommy...
That's not an accident. That's done on purpose. Now, did he upload it on... Boy, I think it's really...
Good way to get the talk going, huh?
Look, 4 hours ago, that was not long, so it's still there. Please, if you're interested, go check it out and screenshot it like I did because it's going to disappear.
Okay.
That thing still is going strong.
Yeah,
It's aging well.
He's-
It's aging well.
Yeah.
It looks distinguished.
it's
Okay.
not aging. It looks young and youthful.
Okay.
It looks circa 86, dog.
Well, I'm sure it's working out a lot.
Oh, in other news, Olivia Wilde just won a victory in her custody battle with Jason Sudeikis. Now, he did something kind of odd, and he got her served when she was on a panel talking about a movie. Like, she was up on stage. There was like thousands of people in the audience. She got served in that forum. And so her lawyers yesterday argued that that was so rude to serve her in such a public space. And he was saying that the battle for their child custody should be in New York and not in LA. And she was like, no, my kids live in LA. Why would you make us want to do this in New York? Well, a judge agreed with her and she won this small battle yesterday in her custody war against Jason Sudeikis. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Got some celebrity birthdays today. Thor, Chris Hemsworth, turns 39 years old today. Joe Rogan is 55, and Hulk Hogan is 69 today.
Rogan and Hogan.
Rogan and Hogan.
Happy birthday, brother.
Yep, birthdays on the same day. Also got a birthday shout out here to Sophia, turning 8. Says, we're so proud of you and love you so much from Mommy, Daddy, Olivia, and Mark. And that is a photo of her there on KVJ TV.
Wow. Talented.
If I tried to do that, what's that move called in ballet? Is that a... I don't even know what you call that. If I
don't
tried
know.
to do that move,
Yeah.
I would rip my hamstring
Yeah.
permanently. I should try it.
I'll help you.
I would need a spotter.
Also, happy birthday to Tristan, turning 9. Says, we listen every day. The No Name Movie Game is our favorite. And, of course, Jaybird is the one that he's rooting for there with a face and face paint like that.
I love it. We're going to win that thing tomorrow.
That's right. Going to hold on to that belt. Alrighty, you got a birthday you want to get a shout out here on the KVJ Show, just let us know about it. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Well, here we go. Second day of school. Had a couple of bumps yesterday on day 1 for many counties in South Florida. Hopefully day 2 will be a little bit smoother. We'll get it all worked out. Just keep in mind and remember, you got school buses and a lot more traffic out there on the roadways. Don't drive angry. Got a text here that says, yeah, I thought the first day of kindergarten went really well for my kid, but this morning, my son told me that he couldn't go to school because he had to go to the doctor, dentist, and hospital. I assume he's trying to already come up with excuses why he can't go to school, and he's a kindergartner? Oh my gosh.
It's a busy day.
That is a very busy day. I guess he's saying he would much rather do those 3 things than go back to school for day 2.
That's adorable.
Leo sent an email and he said, yeah, very proud dad. You make me feel very blessed. The first day of school and not one tear. And look at how adorable his kid is there if you're watching KVJ TV on YouTube.
It's pretty awesome.
That is one cute little ombre that you got there.
This kid looks very happy to go to school.
Be careful out there on the roads. I'm getting DMs on our Instagram from girls that are out there driving and trying to look for the Tommy Lee picture at the same time.
Oh, boy,
This girl
yeah.
just DM'd us that she missed her exit.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Don't try to find the Tommy Lee picture on his Instagram and drive at the same time. You can't handle it.
Yes. Please don't.
Yeah, Suits might have to get on the traffic report.
Yeah.
And
Pull
just
over.
let people know.
Pull over. We don't drive and look for Tommy Lee's dong on Instagram,
No.
and it's still there.
No, not a good thing to be doing. And it's hard to explain, too, when you get pulled over for that. So what do you think about this? This dad is not real happy that his wife has made an appointment for their 12-year-old daughter to get her hair cut and colored. He's saying it could end up costing over $200. Personally, I think it's a waste of money, and it's going to start setting the precedent that our 12-year-old daughter can get this done all the time. I'm not wrong, he says. I don't think it's up for debate with him, but can you tell him why he is wrong, Virginia, or is he right?
I think this is something special to tell your daughter who's 12 that she can do every year for back to school. And you make it a special thing, and you explain to her, going to the salon and getting color and a cut and all that is expensive.
Girl, it is so expensive.
It is a privilege, and it's something that you do when you have a career and you can pay for it yourself. Magnolia goes, I make her pay half. She's got to chip in because it's super expensive. But if you're a girl that cares about looks, it is a fun thing to do, to go and put highlights and all that.
She's going to end up at the salon eventually, but she's going to end up paying for it when she's a little bit older. When you're 12, and if your parents don't have the money, it is a lot of money at this. Depending on which salon you go to, it's not like a regular haircut. It's a lot of money. And if you're struggling, you don't have the money.
Yeah,
that is the thing. Like, if you legitimately don't have it, and you explain that to her and she still doesn't get it, well, then the problem's with the kid. But if you've got the money and you can do it once a year as a special treat, you must explain to her that she's only 12 and this is a special treat for her, and she's not going to be able to do this on the reg.
Yeah.
Just do what my mom said. No, because I'm your mother and I said so. Now go to your room.
Yeah. I think that does have to be the compromise. It has to be set up as this is a very special occasion. This is not the norm. And I had an interesting conversation with my hairdresser yesterday at the hair club. And we were kind of talking about kids today and what it was like when we were kids growing up. And I wondered if it was tougher with the crazy brands that are out there and the pressure for kids to keep up. Now, when we were kids, they had like Tommy Hilfiger and a couple things like that. But the thing that I feel is different from when we were kids, the expensive clothes that the rich kids wore, was you could either get the knockoffs or you had Marshalls and some of those other TJ Maxx stores that would get them in there. And so you could really fake it. And there wasn't quite a separation between the rich kids and the poor kids. Now, there were on some things. But it doesn't feel like some of these brands that they have out there now are necessarily in Marshalls. Do they have some of the brands? My daughter was showing me, what was it that, Justin, that sweatshirt that you got? There's an Essentials brand. There was another one that has some kind of name brand on it. It was a regular looking sweatshirt. It has one word on it.
The one she had, Supreme.
And all of a sudden now you take a $20 hoodie and you put the word Supreme on it. And wait, it's $300 now?
It was so cute.
It's
not a regular hoodie. How dare you, Kevin?
Okay, now, and maybe this is just old man on a soapbox.
Yes, old man. Go ahead. You got the floor.
But it feels different than the old Tommy Hilfiger days. Am I wrong?
Look, when I was back in school, it was Polo. It was Z Cavarici. It was Guess jeans. It was all stuff that was just too expensive. My mama couldn't afford it. So we went to Sears and we got the knockoff. Yeah, it looked like a Polo, but if you got up close, it was actually
Knights of the Round Table.
Knights of the Round Table.
I was just gonna say, if you couldn't afford Polo, you would get Knights of the Round Table. And if you squinted and you were in the dark, it kind of looked like you were wearing a polo.
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of. But if you did it, people, I remember I wore a Knights of the Round Table shirt and I got ripped on for it.
Here's a secret. If you want to help your kid have like some designer stuff and you can't pay those prices, I go to kids consignment stores, and they've got one up in Tequesta by me, and they've got a bunch of stuff like the Vineyard Vines, the Polo, all the nice brands that I try to buy for Rocco at literally a fraction of the cost.
Okay.
So the kids can still wear like the fancy stuff, but you're not paying like $50 for a shirt.
Right.
You're paying $7.
I wanted an OP shirt one time, and my mom, we can't afford it. She bought me this other one called Momentum, M-O, instead of OP.
It was M-O?
And boy, did I get laughed out of Hal Watkins Middle School. It was the ugliest looking shirt. And it was back in the day where I bought it for you, you're wearing it, put it on kind of a thing.
Even if you get mocked.
It was that I did.
Viciously.
Yeah, MO meant it would stand for mocking.
So have you mocking? So do you know now, do they have knockoffs for Essential, for Supreme, and the other brand I keep seeing is the Balenciaga.
Yeah.
Is everywhere. And it's insane, the price tags they put on these. And was it that way when we were kids? I don't remember $300 hoodies. I don't remember $300 slides.
I mean, it's all relative with inflation.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I remember Z Cavariccis were a very expensive piece of clothing. Anybody that wore them at school, you go, whoa.
It was Z Cavariccis. For us, it was Jabot jeans. Do you remember that?
No, I'm not that old.
We had it was tree-torn shoes that were like you had to have. I don't know if that's the same as Florida, but
Bigfoot, my kidney brother, I believe, had a pair of Z Cavariccis, and it was a big deal, man.
it's a very big deal. But it was the same thing. Like, it was out of reach for my mom. My
mom
never would have bought me Guess jeans or a polo shirt.
Polo was even back in the day. I remember I had a few polos, I think my sophomore year in high school. They were even back then $60 a shirt, which it's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah. And they're even way more today.
I think
you go into the mall and buy polo. They do have polo like at TJ Maxx.
They do.
And Marshalls now.
They got the low budget, the lost forgotten shirts at the TJ Maxx.
The collar is not exactly straight, but who cares?
There may be a pit stain, and the horse maybe doesn't have a leg, but it's still...
Yeah. What my hairdresser was complaining about was shoes in particular. She has two young boys, $500 she had to spend on shoes.
I would not.
It's just kind of crazy, though, isn't it? In fact, somebody just texted in and said, yeah, my friend's son wants to buy new Jordans, $250 for shoes that aren't going to fit in 6 months. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I know that the Yeezys are even worse. Now, do they sell Yeezys at Marshalls? Because if you buy those, I saw them on the rack this last weekend for $600.
I don't know about Yeezys because I'm just not in the market to ever buy them. But I feel like you can go on eBay too. I've seen like knockoffs. I've seen you can get a bunch of stuff and not pay that full crazy price.
eBay's turning into a bunch of jerks, though. Everyone knows that everything's rising in prices, so people are kind of not. You're not getting as many deals as you did on eBay. I'm just noticing it.
Well, not only do you have these crazy expensive brands, which isn't necessarily new, but you've got Snapchat and TikTok, and it really kind of reinforces and helps sell the culture of wearing really nice things. And now they do the old fit checks where you're shouting out the brands that you're wearing. And it's just like, if you don't have the brands on, you're not as cool as Bama Rush. And the pressure's got to be worse for kids today, right?
Definitely.
With the brands, the costs, and trying to fit in.
Definitely. Because when I was growing up, middle school, you would have the pressures of the playground where, like, the fancy kids who had money had on the polo and they had the Guess jeans. But now, it's not just the kids on the playground. It's all the kids you follow on TikTok, on Snapchat. Like, you see... It seems like everybody else has the outfit but you.
Yeah, it does. And that's tough for kids.
That's
I mean, as an
tough.
adult, you're like, who cares? But yeah, as a kid, it is kind of a big deal. Now, I got a couple little hints here. Somebody had sent in a text, and they said that I found a pair of brand new Air Jordans middle shelf for $7.50 at Goodwill.
Wow.
You can find some stuff at Goodwill if you got the eye. You got to be active with it. You got to go there and you got to hunt it out. And it's not all the time. You may go to Goodwill 7 times in a row and you're not going to come out with anything. But yeah, you can find gems. You can find stuff at garage sales too, but it's work.
You can also go on websites like Poshmark. I know Magnolia, when she grows out of stuff, she goes on Poshmark and sells like Lululemon stuff. I make her go on there and sell the stuff. So if she wants to buy a new Lululemon outfit, she got to sell the one she grew out of.
You would be shocked what you can find at someone's yard sale. A lot of people don't even know what they're selling half the time.
Vanessa said here in Fort Lauderdale, there's a place called Uptown Cheapskate that is a secondhand consignment store.
Oh, I love it.
I love all that stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, and I guess that's what you do if you do care and you are trying to play the game.
Goodwill.com. You can even do it online. You can buy stuff auction style, just like they do on eBay, on their Goodwill website.
I mean, I don't want to brag, but I bought a $6 Godzilla figurine that was about 3 feet tall at Goodwill. Kind of a good deal. Looked it up. It was $40 originally, Virginia.
It's an investment piece.
It is.
It's your retirement plan.
And somebody said St. Mark's Thrift Store in Lake Park always has the designer
Yes.
stuff.
St. Mark's. That a lot of fancy kids go to that school.
Well, a lot of fanciness comes out of Lake Park.
No, the school's not in Lake Park. The thrift store is.
Well, fanciness does happen in Lake Park.
Plato's Closet is the bomb for girls. Somebody text in. If you don't know.
Plato's Closet's great.
That's where I almost got jumped. I was giving out Jonas Brothers tickets, and the one guy didn't win, and he wanted to fight me in the parking lot. And it was at the Plato's Closet.
Dude, you just got to roll a video on that. That's the best.
Oh, I was back. I wasn't expecting it. He followed me to my car.
And Jaybird, good news. Somebody said that now they have got Ocean Pacific at Walmart.
Oh, that I know. Oh, yeah, baby. That's why I don't know if you should get it.
30 years later,
Finally.
Jaybird can finally afford the trendy brands. We're going to be playing a fun game we haven't played for quite a bit of time. Remember how we used to do that fun little game called Read My Lips?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it is back again. We're going to be partnering up here with somebody on the show, and we're going to try to read the lips of the other person.
All right, let me gloss up.
Yeah, get yourself ready, Virginia, because you and I are going to partner up here to go up against Jaybird and Dennys.
You're going down, hippies.
Okay, the old people versus the young people.
The old versus the older.
That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
So what we do here is you're going to have 3 words in total. We're going to give you 10 seconds to try to come up with that word. So I would be sitting here with something on my ears that I'd be listening to where I can't hear what you're saying, and then I would be trying to read your lips, Virginia.
You guys are good at this game, I remember.
Okay, I'm doing the talking.
You'll do the talking, and I will try to read your lips.
Got it.
So we're going to have a series of 3 different words.
Good luck, old people.
I will plug in here. Dennys will give me some music so I can't hear. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. It's nice and loud. I can't hear. Okay. 10 seconds is going to be on the clock. Okay.
Kevin, can you hear me?
Virginia, get ready. On your mark, get set, and go.
97.9 WRMF.
F-U.
97.9.
Your mama said...
You're done. Wow. You guys are rusty.
97.9 WRMF.
Okay.
That was tricky.
Was that was pretty loud in there, wasn't it?
I need a little bit more volume probably. Just a little bit more. Okay. All right. Okay, 0 for 1. Here we go with word number 2. Trying to read Virginia's lips.
Y'all got matching outfits on.
Super loud now.
Drinking.
Tree 8.
Drinking.
Tree.
Kahlua.
Tree LaRue.
Kahlua. Kahlua.
Lorraine. Tree Lorraine.
I'll tell you what, the Tree LaRue sounds like a great 1920s boxer.
What was that one?
Drinking Kahlua.
Drinking Kahlua.
Tree LaRue.
Tree LaRue. That's going to be my drag queen name. And
Tree
I kinda
LaRue.
love
Tree
it.
LaRue.
He's boxing tonight.
Okay, 0 for 2. One more chance here. Yeah, we are a little rusty. I'm a
These
little
are
rusty.
tough. Home cooking. What are y'all going to get? Dennys and Suits going to get cat, dog.
That's me.
Oh, it's you in Suits.
Whatever. I'm always trying to write some like topical things for you guys.
All right,
okay.
we'll see. We'll see.
All right, let's see if we can get a point here, Virginia. 3rd and final word. I'm trying to read Virginia's lips. 10 seconds on the clock. All right.
Expensive
Space effect.
shoes.
Wednesday.
Expensive.
Face-
Expensive.
Effect.
Expensive.
97.9.
0 for 3.
Expensive shoes.
Oh, jeez.
That was.
I think your lips are too shiny.
I did throw you off. Do I look too sexy?
They really do glisten.
You know, this lip gloss is by Rihanna, Fenty Beauty.
You
wow.
are glossed up, dog.
Damn, I went
Cha-ching.
too hard with the gloss.
Cha-ching. Okay, yeah. All right. We got to keep the volume really high so you can't hear. That's the hardest part. It's so distracting because the music in your ears is so loud. I'm like, I'm trying to think. Oh my goodness.
First word better not be Bob.
Yeah. All right.
I have it pegged to the top.
Okay.
It's gonna.
Super
What
loud.
song do I do, Dennys?
This one.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
And it's techno.
Yeah, it is. It's a little distracting. Okay, here
I
we
can't
go.
hear anything.
All right,
Insult
Virginia,
me.
do you want to get the words and?
You want me to-
I could look
Yeah.
at him down here so that he can't see him.
Okay. All right, Denny's has got it. All right, here we go.
I can't hear anything.
Okay. All right. On your mark, get set, and go. Read my lips.
Jesus
Trees wings.
clock.
Clock.
Jesus.
Cheese clock.
Jesus.
Jesus. Jesus
Clock.
cheese.
Jesus clock.
Jesus clock. Right after the buzzer.
Right after the buzzer.
Oh, man. Right after the buzzer.
I was trying to say like Jesus, cheese.
He said,
The Jesus clock. Virginia got me. It's hanging on the wall up there.
Amen.
Amen.
You know Jesus knows what time it is.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Suit's going to rearrange the
Oh,
camera
yes.
here.
Oh, okay. Suits is fixing
Look at
the
that
camera.
KVJ TV director.
Make sure you get my
you.
good side.
All right, I'm going back in the hole.
Okay. Okay.
That's what he said.
Music is back on here. Jaybird is trying to read Denny's lips. Virginia and I went 0 for 3.
So loud.
They right now are 0 for 1. Round 2 begins now.
Full
Full
frontal.
frontal.
Full frontal.
Oh, he got it. Full frontal.
Pretty easy word.
I mean,
A little easier than 97.9 WRMF.
that'd be a fun
Can we
one.
do a syllable count here?
All right.
Let's go syllable for syllable.
We haven't done it in a while.
Complaining coworker. Sore loser.
I mean, the Jesus clock can see the fix is in.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a loss here. But we got 1 to see if they can get 2 out of 3. Jaybird trying to read Denny's lips. Third and final word. Begin now.
Bigfoot Festival.
Butt.
Bigfoot
Barf.
Festival.
Butt face.
Bigfoot Festival.
Butt face facial.
Butt face facial. Oh, that'd be terrible.
We're going to get that at the salon. It's going to be a butt face facial.
I did not need it.
I don't think you want that.
I don't even know what I'm saying over here. I'm saying words. dog.
It was a big.
Bigfoot Festival. Yeah. Bigfoot Festival.
It sort of does sound like butt face facial.
Yeah. Well, we're a little bit rusty, but you guys got the win. And read my lips here today.
I so want a butt face facial.
Butt face facial. I always love this topic, and it's kind of fun. If you got dogs, yes, you love them, but man, oh man, they can do some really challenging things. I now have 3 dogs in my house because my daughter has recently gotten a new dog named Ocho, another French bulldog to go along with her other one, Prince. And so both dogs are staying with me while she's on her little vacation.
And you already have Coco.
Yeah. So
your dog.
We have our regular dog, Coco. And Coco has to hate this because she's totally displaced. She normally will sleep on her bed. And so she was relegated to another part of the house last night as
Why?
Ocho. Well, because Ocho has a particular interest in Coco. He would like to mount her. And so we have to keep...
Ocho's looking to get his swerve
Ocho is
on.
trying to get his swerve on.
Okay,
And
Ocho.
we can't put Coco on the ground with Ocho around.
Coco going pregnant.
Yeah. So
Is Coco not fixed?
she is fixed.
Oh, okay.
Ocho's not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ocho's just throwing seed.
So he's probably throwing up, selfies like Tommy Lee on Instagram right now because
Get
he's
it, Ocho?
he's packing it. So Ocho wound up on the bed last night.
He's trying to help you?
No, thank goodness. But he's peacefully. He's cashed out between the Mexican Queen and I'm trying to sleep, and he's got breathing problems. And he's a massive snorer. And I'm like, Kim, you got to do something.
Give us a taste of what it was. Kind of like.
I couldn't believe the noises coming out of a relatively small dog.
He wants to hump everything and he snores all night. He sounds great.
He's a gross beast. He really
He sounds
is.
like every woman's nightmare of a husband.
And so we put him in the, we'd set a barrier up in the bathroom so Prince had plenty of room to roam. And so we put Ocho in there. And he's a thicker dog. And so he just kept pushing the barriers down.
Oh, you can't strap him in.
But you can hear him breathing wherever he is. So she put him in and you're click, 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 click. I'm like, Kim, Ocho got out. This went on for like 90 minutes last night. I'm like, I'm going to be miserable tomorrow. God bless him. I love him. But man, dogs can cause some problems.
Ocho's ripping your house
Ocho
apart.
already. Yeah. Night one was not a big success.
When is Kaylin back from Mexico?
Sunday.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. It's going to be a tough weekend. So I know that if you got dogs, you love them, but they can be challenging. So we got some very interesting responses when we asked on the KVJ Show Facebook page, why are you mad at your dog? We got your responses next here on the KVJ Show. Okay, why are you mad at your dog right now? I loved every comment because as people put that they were mad at their dog, they also added that they love them so much.
Oh.
So that's kind of the way it goes with dogs. Troy said, yes, my dog took a runny dump on the carpet in my office. Ugh. Then when I was cleaning it up, he just laid there watching me looking completely unconcerned. Just like, there's no shame in the game. I'm not like I'm sorry or anything like that.
You missed a spot.
Yeah, no, nothing at all. Jamie said, I'm mad at my dog because I stepped in pee this morning and almost bust my ass trying to get a drink. My dog is grounded, no video games.
Cute.
Bonnie said, and she posted a photo too. This is kind of like one of those little white fluffy dogs that you see in the dog strollers in the Boca Mall.
Love it.
Yeah. She said, this little monster stole a blind dog's bone.
Oh, damn.
Not cool, dog.
Dog just wants to find his bone.
Savage.
Lauren, with a photo of her dog included, why are you mad at your dog? She said, yeah, this one threw up a sock this morning.
Sometimes they'll poop them out.
They do.
It's gross.
It's very, the things that, if dogs get a hold of balloons, you ever seen that one?
Oh, yeah.
It's like an Easter egg hunt the next day. Juan, why are you mad at your dog? Because she eats her own poo?
Some dogs do that, and then some dogs won't even go near it. It's an odd thing.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Chewy was never down with eating his own poo. Never. I never saw him do it once.
Good.
He wasn't like that.
Eating your own poo is not a quality you want.
Not in my dog.
In a human, dog, animal, bird, nothing.
Do other dogs look at dogs that eat their own poo and make fun of them, kind of like kids who eat their boogers on the playground?
They should.
I think dogs know how to get embarrassed, too.
Do they shame each other? Be like, hey, man, did you just eat your own poo? I think I saw that. Is that something that dogs do? They talk?
It's a great question.
Yeah. And there should be kind of a marking. There should be like a certain collar that dog has to wear, because I know, Jaybird, you always let dogs lick you in the face.
I do. I'm a dog lover. If I'm down with the dog, I don't think about that stuff. And I know, I get it. It's gross.
If it were a poo eater and you knew it, does it still get privileged to lick your face?
I mean, how do you ever know if a dog's really a poo eater?
That's what I'm
He
saying.
wants to give him a scarlet letter.
Yeah, it's a scarlet letter. They need to wear a certain color of collar.
It's a red P.
Yes, you gotta have something that just stands out to be like, you're a poo eater. You gotta wear this shame around your neck.
You go over there. You're not kissing my face.
No, we not.
I'm looking for the non-poo eaters. If it's like a scarlet letter I know, I'll probably stay away from it.
I think we need to start selling that in dog stores.
I don't think the poo eater should even get pet.
No.
I don't even
All
want to
the
pet him.
shame that comes on that poor
No,
dog.
get it together.
Carrie said that Meatball keeps waking me up 15 minutes before my alarm. She posted a photo of him. He looks just like a meatball. He's one of those bulldogs.
Cute.
And she said apparently he does that because he wants to eat.
Well,
Meatball likes to eat.
Meatball, you need to respect my sleep.
They don't. Lisa said, I'm mad at my dog because he pooped on my bed last night. On the bed?
On the bed.
On the bed.
Ugh. Hopefully it was a solid.
And hopefully it was the dog that did it, not somebody else. The little Amber Heard situation.
Oh, blame it on the dog.
Arnold said he's mad at his dog because he keeps chasing the neighbor's dogs and trying to hump them. Mm-hmm.
I get it. He's like Ocho. He's trying to get his freak on.
There needs to be a caller for that, too. If that dog is a humper, we need to have warnings. And Brenda said, I'm mad at my dog because he keeps showing his lipstick to me.
Yeah, that's... Now, Del Chili would show his lipstick off sometimes, and he was fixed, and he'd still get the lipstick.
He'd show it off.
He would. It wasn't all
Like
the time.
roll on his back and be
like
hey, look at
Tommy
this.
Lee.
It wasn't all the time. Yeah, he accidentally
Hey, look at
uploaded it
this.
to Instagram.
Check this out, ladies.
But it does kind of ruin the tender moment with you and your dog when you see the lipstick peeking out. I'm like, all right, go do your thing. Get it out of your system.
And then again, do other like dogs notice that and be like, "Oh man, look, he's got their lipstick out."
And some dogs' lipstick is just grosser than others.
It is.
Man.
Oh, totally.
It is. And you ever see those dog shaming pages where they take a photo of the dog and they put what they did on a piece of paper under the dog and the dog looks all bashful and shy? Bridget did that with her dog Finn. Says, "Hi, I'm Finn, and I like to steal pub subs off the counter and eat everything but the veggies."
He separates the meat from the vegetables.
Eat that? Nope, not. Ew.
Oh,
That's my kind
healthy.
of dog.
this just in. The Tommy Lee full frontal picture is now off of his Instagram, but have no fear, ladies. I screenshot it. If you want it, DM me.
You did.
I did.
Okay.
I mean, is there that many ladies that are like, oh my God, I gotta see Tommy Lee's dog? Or,
Well, it's a curious thing, you know.
I get
You
it.
know,
But
the ladies always act like they don't want to know or they don't care.
They want to know.
They want to know.
It's just curiosity, baby.
In fact, I want to know. Let me see.
I'll DM you too.
you will not need glasses, Kevin.
Really?
Yeah, you won't be squinting for this one.
I haven't seen that thing since the 90s.
It's strong.
It's aged you very well.
It's aging well?
Yes.
Aging better than Vince Neil?
Guarantee you, if you compared Vince Neil's junk to Tommy Lee, I don't think we got the same kind of not even in the same league.
I think it's night and day.
It is.
In fact, just the mental image. Just think about Vince Neil's junk right now.
I can't.
It's not impressive. It's
All
not
right.
good.
I just sent it to you, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. I got to see here.
It's pretty strong.
All right. I'll give you my quick instant review.
There's no way this was on accident.
Wait a
Well,
second.
it was up for 4.5 hours, and then he took it down. So he was probably drinking last night and put it up.
Okay. Yeah. You
And
put oops by it.
but I think he was probably partying and drinking and put
Yeah.
that thing up, and who knows?
Or maybe just
maybe
proud
a
of his-
publicist got access to his Instagram and said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
and took it down.
Can't have that. Yeah. You'll get your Instagram suspended.
It would be
You make
impressive.
money off
Or
of it.
Instagram could have taken it down.
Yeah, they probably did. And I think what would be impressive is if he played a wipeout on drums with that thing. Tell me that wouldn't be.
Yeah, it'd be a new trick. He always used to have the spinning drum set go upside down. That would be impressive. You know, honestly, the point B of this Tommy Lee photo,
What?
he's completely shaven. Do you like that on a guy? Not trimmed.
He's not completely shaven because I've zoomed in.
I am too. It looks like he is. I mean,
No.
there's a small
He-
little bit, but not a lot, man. It's
He's got a buzz
it's like,
cut.
It's like a mossy patch.
He's got it on a 1.
If that.
That's not a that's shorter than a 1.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't
Bird,
know.
I know
There's
that-
a little bit of
No,
bird's nest.
It's barely a mossy patch.
Well, they say
It's growing in.
the
That's it.
smaller the nest, the bigger the bird.
Well, he don't need that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're going for shock value,
Yeah.
why not?
Well, I guess you want to accentuate it. It's there.
I guess it's a win for Motley Crue, no?
It's a win.
Today?
It's a win for all of us.
The name of the band's Motley Crue. What are you expecting?
Are they all waking up going, all right, Tommy Lee, it's pretty cool. Get her name back out there. Or are they mad going, dude, radio DJs are now asking what Vince Neil's junk looks like? They want to do a compare. Do they hate it or do they love it? I'm talking about the boys in Motley Crue.
They love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody in that band, I think their junk looks just like they do. Tommy Lee's is long and skinny. Vince is short and fat. And Mick Mars, the guitarist, is decrepit.
Oh, poor Mick.
But he's the only one that's got any sense.
You know what? I would look at all of them though. Just curiosity.
I know. It'd be fun to match them.
Well, let's talk about it with our show. Let's say one of us had a leaked photo.
We know Dennys is two-tone.
Is it good or bad for the show?
Bad.
So if a picture of me leaked out, it's bad for the show?
I think it,
That's bad me for me personally.
Have you ever said that to a girl?
Yeah, in a consensual situation. Yeah. Look, I've told you guys many times, my dong could be out there.
Well, if
somebody rolled over on me and did it.
If you've ever sent one, there is a possibility of somebody rolling over on you. That's the thing. And like, even from that special that we watched, The Most Hated Man on the Internet, you don't even have to send it. It can be in your computer or on your iPhone, and hackers can get into your email or any place that you saved it, and they can pull it out of your email.
I'd say it was a younger man's game for me, but it's happened before.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've never done that.
How old were you when you say you did that?
A few years ago. It's been a minute.
Okay.
I mean, I know people will roll over. I was talking to somebody that I thought I could trust, and she went to Virginia and showed her all of our sex messages. And when things like that happen, you kind of get bummed. You start to build walls around yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So you really can't trust
Now
anybody.
we know why yours is so thick.
That girl's awesome.
So tall, so thick, and there's a moat around
I
it.
can't tell you how bummed out I was that girl did that. I was so bummed out by it.
Yeah.
Who wants to laugh their ass off? Ooh, I know I do. Ha 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 ha. He wrote some funny punchlines just for me and you. It's Danny's Joke Jury.
Who's ready to laugh?
Oh, you know we are. Denny's got some comedy for us. We're going to let him know how it lands in the joke jury here today. What you got for us, Denny's?
Alrighty. Why does Horton only date curvy elephants?
I don't know why.
Because he likes a little junk in that trunk.
Yeah.
Okay. Elephant comedy.
Why did the couple bring chocolate and marshmallows into the bedroom?
Chocolate and marshmallows into the bedroom. I don't know why.
For a little s'more play?
Oh, jeez. I love that.
He loves everything about it.
Why did the pencil need toilet paper?
I don't know. Why did the pencil need toilet paper?
It was a number 2.
Well crafted. Well crafted.
That's good
So
kid comedy
good.
right there.
So good.
Yeah.
Fourth joke. What is Tom Brady's favorite African animal?
Tom Brady's favorite African animal. I don't know. What is it?
The gazelle bunching?
Oh.
Four Denny's.
Oh, yes. And final joke. How did they remove, or why did they remove the video of the man having sex with Jell-O?
I don't know what.
I would watch that.
You want?
I'd be the guy in the video.
That's hot.
I don't know why, Denny's.
Because people found it off-putting.
Oh, Denny's off.
It's a great slam, Josh. It's a great slam.
Yeah.
Dirt of the day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, House of Hammer certainly is going to be incredible. This is going to be the 3-part docuseries that will include interviews with Armie Hammer's ex-girlfriends and his aunt, Casey, who I've heard her on podcasts before. She talks in detail about the violence and the abuse that runs generations deep in their family, and nobody knows better than a Hammer about what the Hammers have been up to. So Casey is talking, and she's very well spoken, and she gives lots of details. So check it out. Discovery Plus, House of Hammer. They'll get into he apparently was branding women, sexually assaulting them, cannibalism fantasies. I don't know if he actually followed through on any of the cannibalism.
So the fantasies are not going to get up. All that's going to do is be embarrassing for him. That the fantasies are out there. It's the stuff that he's done to people. That's what they're going to get him on. That's what the fantasy. It's going to be embarrassing, but there's not much you can do with the fantasy stuff other than go, oh my gosh, this guy's creepy AF.
Yeah.
And now when you start talking about assault and all that stuff, that is stuff that he can go to jail and get in trouble for.
One of the girls tells a story about him wanting to take her. I guess he was seeing this girl, and he wanted to make her go in a public place and put her free for anyone's usage. And so strangers could just come up and take advantage of her, and that made him excited and happy that they would be doing that to her. And she was like, I don't know if I can date you.
Wow.
It's a little much.
Here's a little bit of the preview for this upcoming documentary.
I am here to talk about what happened in my relationship with Armie Hammer. Things changed. He pushes your boundaries a little bit at a time.
My bet was going to involve showing up at your place and completely tying you up and incapacitating you and then being able to do whatever I want.
The ropes were around your neck, your wrists, your ankles, and you're like completely immobilized. And I'm just closing my eyes until it ended.
If you believe about making deals with the devil, the Hammers are top of the totem pole. My name is Casey Hammer, and I'm about to reveal the dark, twisted secrets of the Hammer family.
No, man, oh man.
I mean, that's how you sell a documentary.
That's so good.
Wow.
What is Discovery Plus, and where do I get it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of really emerging now. I think it has kind of merged with another big network that is out there, and so I think you're going to be seeing a lot more Discovery Plus. They seem to be pushing a lot of big content onto it.
They got my attention.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anne Heche remains in a coma and in critical condition after that fire and dramatic accident that she got into when she crashed into a house. They say even though she's in a coma, they are going to be getting her with felony DUI charges because they do believe that she was intoxicated when she crashed her car into multiple buildings and then into the house. Like there was multiple accidents.
That's gonna be that's something else when you wake up from a coma. If she does wake up, and then I believe isn't she gonna have the handcuffs around the bed like they do?
Yeah, I think that would be the case. I mean, I don't know if you're in a coma if that will continue, if they'll take her out of it, if it's. I don't know what's going on.
That's a good question. Yeah, what do you do on that? You always see it in the movie. The criminal always wakes up from the coma, or they're in the hospital like, oh my gosh, I'm chained to I'm arrested.
Well, she's got burns all over her, and she's intubated. She can't breathe on her own. She's in a coma. I mean, she might not wake up from this.
There was a guy that I guess she bought a wig right before all this went down, and she was at a store. The guys that worked at the store said she seemed very normal and of normal, like she wasn't intoxicated or anything. He said she appeared fine.
Yeah.
There's also a security guy at a self-storage place where she was that tried to stop her because she wrecked into one of the garage door opener things at the self-storage, and he tried to stop her and she sped away.
And the other thing too is just because the person saw her before, anything can happen once you get in a. How do you know you're not drinking or taking a?
You could be drinking in the car.
You could, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you allowed at hospitals to lock somebody in? Because they always do that dramatic thing you're talking about where you handcuff them to the bed. But
yeah, I think you
can you not just lock the door so they'd be stuck in that room? If they try to get out, the door wouldn't open?
I think you can.
I don't know, Kev. I get all of my police knowledge from movies.
Okay.
I think they put a cop there, too. And at least they do in the movies. Yeah. There's like a cop outside the door. He's real big, arms crossed.
But he's easily duped, and he may not always be at the guard on guard. Something
you can trick him with pastries.
Easily trick him with pastries.
Looks like Paul Blart.
Yes.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
There are a couple quick stories here locally just to catch you up on. Frank Gore, a name that a lot of South Floridians know because he was a running back at the University of Miami, and also I think it was his last year he played with the Dolphins, or one of his last years. He was a big running back with the San Francisco 49ers for a while. He has been charged or accused with in a domestic violence incident that happened in Atlantic City last month at the Tropicana Casino. He's alleged to have forcibly gripped a 28-year-old woman by her hair before violently dragging her nude along the floor of the 59th floor hallway.
Oh, boy.
Police say that they did not exhibit any signs of injury when they saw the girl, but they ultimately charged him days later with simple assault after they did more of an investigation. He's going to be in
there's
court.
Video.
Yeah,
maybe.
At a hotel, and you say it in Vegas? Is that what you said?
Atlantic City.
There's video on every floor now in hotels.
Yeah, he's doing court in October. And remember that Instagram and OnlyFans model that was seen stabbing her boyfriend? I think it happened in Brickell, or at least in downtown
Florida.
Miami. There are people watching it going on.
Yes.
Yeah, she has now been arrested in Hawaii. Apparently, she was there for rehab. 26-year-old Courtney Clenny was arrested for stabbing her boyfriend, Christian Toby Ubamiselli, to death. Second-degree murder charges for her in that stabbing death.
She was in rehab for what? For the murder? Is she in there trying to get better and realize? Did she forget that she murdered somebody and that she was on the lam?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they had charged her like initially, because remember we saw her out and about, and people were pissed.
Yeah,
because she was out like dining,
and there are eyewitnesses, right?
There's eyewitnesses to her actually, because you could see her from other condos. They were on a high-rise condo, and you could see into the condo, and you could see her stabbing him, and people were like, "Oh my gosh!" And then they saw like the cops show up, and they're videoing the whole thing. She's out on the balcony being questioned. The body is in the condo.
She's like trying to say self-defense or something like that.
Yeah, crazy.
That's some movie stuff. You see the murder happen from another window like that.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. So they got her all the way in Hawaii.
It's time for viral audio.
So how's your kids? How's your wife? Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, there's a lot of drama that is playing out in the life of Britney Spears. She took to Instagram on Wednesday to shed light on her relationship with her ex-husband, Kevin Federline. She wrote, "It's hard for me to let go of things I truly love, like my kids. The situation should have 100% been dealt with privately and definitely not online." A British network claimed that their stepmom's goal is to keep the children away from all the controversy and trauma in my home. "I have love in my home and I have blessings from the people I allow in and out of my home." She went on to say that she used to see her two sons, Preston and Jaden, twice a week, but that was soon reduced to just one day a week. And then she continued to write on Instagram, "Yeah, I know that teenagers are just hard to deal with at that age, but come on. There's being rude, then there's being hateful. They would visit me, walk in the door, go straight to the room and lock the door." She continued, "This summer they told me we may come here less, and I was like, well, that's fine." Britney revealed that she then called Kevin Federline to inform him of her son's request, and he said, "Look, I'm never going to let them make that decision on their own." But she says, "I haven't seen my kids since." Federline said in a recent interview that the boys chose not to attend their mom's wedding in June because they were having a tough time dealing with all of Britney's nude images on social media that she keeps posting up, Virginia, on Instagram.
Look, every teenager is embarrassed of their parent, regardless of what they're... You can just exist, and your teenagers are going to be embarrassed by you. So, of course, her kids are going to be embarrassed by nude photos. But this woman is coming out of a 13-year prison sentence. Let Britney expose whatever she wants to. Let her be free. Let her celebrate. These kids will get over it, and they will realize when they get a little bit older that their mother is going through something because she was abused for 13 years.
Federline released some videos too. You see that?
That's what's come out, and that's the audio that I got for you here. He posted a series of these videos saying, "I cannot sit back and let my sons be accused in this way after what they've been through. The lies have to stop." Now, here is one with Britney Spears yelling at one of the kids about lotion.
"This is my house. If I want to come in here and give you lotion for your face because it is coarse, and all you tell me, no, it's fine, it's fine. No, it's not fine. You all better start respecting me. Are we clear?" Yeah. "And when Robin calls, and you're all, even Robin's a kid. She goes, what have you been doing to your kids? You all need to start treating me like a woman with worth. I am a woman, okay? Be nice to me. Do you understand?" Yeah.
Okay. They think that Robin might be Robin Greenhill, the TriStar exec who was heavily involved in Britney's life.
Look, Britney had no control over anything in her life, so she's lashing out at the kids, and they're lashing out at her, and they all need to get in family therapy and stop posting anything online.
Yeah. Some families do fight, too. I mean,
they do.
I've heard way worse in my family.
This is not that bad. She's asking the kids to respect her. She's trying to put lotion on one of them, and maybe he needed lotion.
Well, I just know that families are going to fight, and maybe your family doesn't fight, and that's all good. But, I mean, I think everybody on the planet would cringe if you had a recorder around your house the entire time and your worst moments were released. I know I'd be upset about it.
That is not that bad. I have said way worse to my kids.
Nobody doubts that. Yeah. No one's shocked. We're not going to be shocked when your videos are released.
Here was the other video that Kevin Federline released.
Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind? I do care, but I'm shocked as with you. And I don't know what to do. And I'm scared of you because you're weird, because you're going through puberty. I don't know what to say. But I do care more than you know.
You say I'm
But
weird.
don't be... My little body can't handle all of that. There's like sometimes I just don't even know what to say with you. I was in shock. And I do care.
If you really cared, you wouldn't take my phone away for literally...
I was in shock in the store when I looked down. And Jaden, how are you so cool about that? Your brother being with Bear's big feet, size 13 now?
Well, he's my brother.
And all the more exposed, his feet, your blood in an ice cream shop in Alaska weather? Don't you think that's a little odd?
No.
Yeah, I think your phone should be gone.
Okay.
Yeah, for a very long time.
Yeah. For not wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My phone's just gonna be taken away forever. Because you know what, Jaden? Mom decides to take it away for me not wearing shoes.
Yeah, I don't get what Federline's trying to accomplish with releasing this.
Federline looks bad in all of this. I'm sorry. She's mad at the kid because he's not wearing shoes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, of
that's
course
a legitimate thing for her to be coming down on him for.
And I don't get, he's saying I can't sit back and let my sons be accused in this way. The lies have to stop. I don't understand what this audio is supposed to refute.
Look, there's always ways people can handle things better and be more patient, but it's also being human too. And I'm not a person that's always defending Britney Spears. I just know families fight sometimes. Families are going to bicker.
And if you ask your kid to put on shoes and you're out in public, your kid needs to put on shoes.
Yeah.
I have the same fight with Rocco all the time. You got to put on shoes. You can't walk in the gas station with no shoes on. Brittany's been through this. She was shamed for being barefoot in a gas station.
Right. The other thing too, anytime someone videotapes somebody or secretly audio, it's premeditated and you're trying to show them you got them what happened before, what led up to all that.
Right.
And I'm talking about any of the audio or video that we see.
Yeah, I don't hear the slam dunk here though.
I don't
maybe he thought
either.
he had.
Stop it, Kevin Federline, and all of y'all just go to a little family therapy.
Right, stay off the gram.
Stay off
social
the gram.
media.
Stop putting it on the gram.
Yep. A little bit of an explanation when you've got somebody like an Anne Heche, if she is looking at a DUI, like it sounds like that is where the investigation is going. A felony DUI is what they're saying the charges likely are, but here she is. She is in critical condition, still in a coma. So what would that look like? Are they handcuffed to the bed, or how does that kind of thing happen? A couple of texts that we got here trying to explain it. Somebody texted and said, yeah, you can't really imprison someone in a hospital room by locking them in, but they always have an officer at the door, especially for mental health and really drunk people. They're never, ever left unattended. And they use some restraints, I guess, called soft posies that would shackle them.
Jay Bird knows about the soft posy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Restrain me.
Another text here says, in Palm Beach County, when we need to charge somebody who's in the hospital, their arrest paperwork is completed and submitted to the jail, and then corrections deputies will be sent to the hospital to stay with the subject until they are discharged. Then they're brought to the jail.
So they do have that police officer that will be distracted by a pastry.
Yep.
A cheese Danish, that's how you get him.
And a registered nurse texted in, said, I had a prisoner as a patient. 2 cops were with him, one in the room, one outside the room. He was also handcuffed. There's a whole protocol that happens when you get a prisoner. Everything has to be taken out of the room except for the bed. And whatever necessary equipment there to keep them going.
Learning.
Yeah.
So we'll strip it all back. So thank you for that info. Do appreciate it. You can always text us, 877-979-WRMF. You can also send us messages on the WRMF app, including audio messages. We love to play your voice on the show. So just if you got some thought, just open up the app, go to the mic drop feature in the bottom left-hand corner, and the audio comes right to us, and we can play your voice on the show. That's how we do little kid or drunk adult. So if you have a great story, something dumb that you did, either as a little kid or a drunk adult, let us know. Tell us the story, leave a little space, and then let us know which you were. Okay, we got a story here sent in by Sarah on the WRMF app. What is the dumb thing you did, Sarah?
I peed on my friend at the beach.
On purpose? Like, did they get a jellyfish sting?
Or was it just, let's have some fun.
It's Tuesday.
Let's just have a pee fun party.
F it.
I remember when I was a little kid, I did that. I told my buddy Seth that I could stand on the toilet and I could pee in this cup if he held it. I proceeded to urinate all over his face.
Kevin!
Is Seth the one in the photos, the Fat Kevin photos? Seth, little Seth?
He might be in some photos.
He's got some glasses?
Might be, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know you're talking.
I mean,
he had to start wearing glasses, and I kept peeing in his face.
Oh, those were glasses.
They're
Those
goggles.
were protective goggles.
What kind of weird games are you playing, Fat
don't
Kevin?
know.
What is going on?
I don't know why I even did that.
That's what he's
I
into.
actually don't think I did it intentionally. I think I really thought I was going to be able to do it.
How did you do more weird things than I did as a kid?
Yeah. So what do you think? Is this a little kid or a drunk adult? Could be a little kid doing what I did. It could be a drunk adult like a jellyfish sting. I guess we don't know enough. I think you're more likely to be a drunk adult.
It sounds like drunk adult to me.
See, I was thinking little kid.
Okay.
Follow your witchy ways.
I am.
All right. What were you here, Sarah?
I was a drunk adult. It was spring break, and me and my girlfriends had all been drinking at the beach, and one of my friends got stung by a jellyfish, and she was screaming in pain, sitting on the sand, holding her leg. So some dude bro comes up, and he's like, well, somebody's got to pee on her. It'll help. So without skipping a beat, she's sitting there crying. My drunk pops squat and opens the floodgates. And later I learned that that's a myth, but believe it or not, we're still besties today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Remember back in the day, you sent me out to Singer Island on the beach to ask people. I would go up to them, hey, I just got stung by a stingray.
Will you pee on me?
Or by a jellyfish. Can you please pee on me? And I don't think I got any takers.
No takers,
I
huh?
don't think I did.
Oh,
People
man.
probably thought you were just some weird
They did.
fetish guy.
They did.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, we didn't even see you go in the water. What are you talking about?
Dude, you just got here. We just
Yeah.
saw you get out of an El Camino.
We just saw you walk in the parking lot. Nothing stung you, bro.
Oh, we're just some twisted stuff.
You have on sneakers and socks.
I think today I'd get my ass kicked. I don't know.
Coming up next, I got a bit where I'm going to have you hold a cup, and I'm going to...
Sad thing is, I want in. I want in. I want to be the next Seth.
I want to be the next Seth. I think my aim's better now. I was a little kid.
I feel like it is.
I'm good now. I think we can do this.
You're nothing more than a Seth hack.
Oh, man.
You got the time.
Okay, little kid or drunk adult, what's the dumb thing you did, Bobby?
So I cried when my waiter called me pudgy.
I cried when a waiter called me pudgy.
Oh. Dude, I get it.
That's got to be a little when
It's a little kid.
Yeah, I always, when I was a little fat kid, so many people, just adults,
Yeah.
would just come right out and they'd be like, you're husky or you're pudgy. I'm like going, gosh, you too?
I noticed that I played baseball with a kid who had some weight to him, and adults were really, really
Mean
cruel to him.
Adults might have been more mean to me when I was a fat kid than the other kids were.
They did. These adults would always point out how the kid was chubby to the kid. Like,
Always.
all right.
Like, I get it. I know. I got a couple extra LBs on me. Okay, I'm going to go with a little kid, just from my own experiences. What do you think, Virginia?
Yeah, little kid.
Little kid.
Okay, Bobby, were you a little kid or a drunk adult?
I was a little kid. I was very insecure about my weight. My waiter noticed that I ate 5 slices of pizza in one sitting. And he said, that's impressive even for a pudgy kid.
Oh,
and
man.
I instantly started crying in front of the whole restaurant.
Oh, jeez.
Well, because you were probably already
Gosh.
hearing it from other
No.
people, and now you got this waiter that's on your ass about eating too much pizza when you just want to chill out and have some pie.
And waiter, get it together. The more he eats, the bigger the bill. The bigger the bill, the bigger your tip.
The waiter did it all wrong.
The waiter's a jerk.
Wow.
And it stayed with him because he's still talking
I
about
get it. I'd be the same way. I got those kind of stories.
Well, when someone's just out of the blue mean to you for no reason, it will stay with you.
Yeah. All right, one more here. What is the dumb thing you did?
Yeah, I ate a bunch of dog treats and then puked all over the kitchen.
Drunk adult.
Definitely drunk adult.
Drunk adult.
I feel like that could get any of
It's a
us.
slam dunk.
I was a drunk adult. My girlfriend worked at a dog bakery, and they sold these treats that looked like Oreos, but they were dog safe. I came home drunk one night. I pulled them out of what I thought was the cookie jar, and after about 10, she came out and asked, what are you doing? And when she told me that they were dog cookies, I lost the cookies all over her and all over the kitchen.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, you get through 10 of them and you don't notice that they're dog cookies.
They must be really hammered.
I took a bite of one time because I wanted to see.
They look
They
good.
look amazing.
Dog, you're going with the wrong trees. There is a dog ice cream out there that is legit delicious. It is good, man.
What is it, meat flavor?
No, it's not. I forget exactly. It was a peanut butter flavor, and it was very good, and it didn't taste like dog ice. I could totally see how someone could eat dog treats and not know it. Now, if it's a sausages, that's on you.
Okay. All right, got some interesting confessions going off here today. In fact, we have a new way for you to send us your confessions anonymously. Typically, we just have you text them in, 877-979-WRMF. But we just tried this out yesterday, and without really even talking about it, we got so many really good confessions.
I love it.
On top of juicy stuff, it's kind of like you get a little glimpse into the honest lives of people and things that they're going through, and then we just get to sit back and read their confession, they comment on it. So what do people need to do, Dennys?
So I'm going to put up a link on all our social medias. I'm going to pin it to the top. You'll see it there. It'll say, send us an anonymous confession. I'll put a little bit better of a description on there.
Okay.
But all you got to do is click it and send us an anonymous confession. Nobody can see who it's from, and it just sends it to us as a blank thing with just the text only. Yes, there's no way. It's just a completely anonymous message that we will get.
No name, no IP address.
Just click it and stick it.
Click it and stick it. It'll be at the top of all our social media. So anytime you have a confession, just submit them, and then we'll get them, and then you'll hear it on the radio.
And one of the first things I'd like to find out, because I was going to put this up on our Facebook page or Instagram, I'm like, nobody's going to answer this. I want to know, do you have a fake social media account? And if so, what do you use it for? Because I've heard stories about people using it to troll people, they devil people, or they spy on boyfriends, girlfriends, exes, things like that.
There was a video released of Howard Stern telling his staff to make fake Twitter accounts just to get more stuff out and then have it not look like it's for the Stern show.
Okay.
And have it look organically. So people do this.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, that's what I want to know, but I didn't figure people would, leave that comment on our social media. So tell me, do you have a fake social media account, and what are you using it for?
Yeah, I could put that post up and it'll all be anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
I do it to troll Virginia.
That's fine. I have some, and I can't talk about why I have them though, because then they'll blow up my spot.
Yeah.
We'll just
text them in.
Yeah, put them on the app.
Okay.
Well, we won't know. You just see Virginia over there going.
She'll sign her name. It's Virginia, Cav.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Man. Dang
No,
it.
it's not.
Never mind.
Here's some of the juicy ones we got, man. Some of them are just real, too. This is one that just came in. It says, I probably wouldn't be with my boyfriend anymore of 7 years if we hadn't bought a house before the pandemic. He's not bad. He's just dull. It's okay, though. He has no sex drive, so it's more like having a roommate that sometimes pays for dinner and that I cook for. Wow. That, to me, is so real, and I think that really describes so many people that are out there that are in that kind of situation, just saying this is what it is, man.
And it's as if you've accepted that's your life, and maybe you don't want that. But sometimes I think you get in these modes, people do, they think that's just their life now, and they can't ever get out of it.
They settle, and they're like, it's comfortable, it is what it is. A couple other confessions. One says, I'm a teacher. People who moan about the lengthy summers always have children who are little turds. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to spend over 2 months trapped with their vile spawn either.
Oh, that teacher is ready to strangle. It's day 2.
Yeah, day 2. This is sweet. Single dad. 1 week on, 1 week off with the kids. So when they're here and they leave, I'll leave the dirty dishes in the sink from their last night with me for the whole week to remind me of them, and then I'll wash up just before they come back. That's kind of sweet, isn't it? A little sad.
It's kind of dirty.
He just likes looking down. He feels like the kids are always with him.
Oh.
No, I thought it was sweet.
Queen Coldheart over
I know.
here.
Gross
Kev,
kids.
it's not depressing enough, Kev.
I don't know.
The guy was too nice and too sweet.
Yeah.
You were talking too nice about a man.
Yeah,
We can't just put up pictures of these kids.
Yeah, look at a photo, not their dirty dishes, dumbass.
She's got a weird with dishes and the trash.
Okay.
Clean your sink.
Okay. This confession says, I'm a single, middle-aged woman who was so excited when I heard a young guy whistling at me. I confidently thought to myself, still got it. Then I realized he was just calling his dog. Gosh, that's deflating.
That sucks.
That sucks when you think someone's into you and you're like, oh, no, never mind. He was whistling at his dog.
You almost wish you didn't even see the dog.
No.
Go. Ignorance is bliss.
This came over the text app. It said, I had my first menstrual cycle on my parents' cloth couch. So out of embarrassment, I just turned the cushion over. And then when it was turned back over, there was just a big brown mark, and I blamed it on the dog saying it was poop.
You do what you got to do to survive, kid.
You made it.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point you're good.
This other person wanted to remain anonymous. I don't know if this triggers your memory, but they sent this on the app as well. It says, I'm still in love with Jaybird. Started about 9 or 10 years ago at Mulligan's in Jensen Beach when he was in the dunk tank with the piranhas. I'm the one who bandaged his cut.
Oh, yes, girl.
Still pining for the bird.
Whoa.
Do you remember this hottie that bandaged you up? Oh, she's a caretaker.
Do you have a name on that, Kevin?
No.
Anonymous.
She wanted to stay anonymous.
Wow.
I did cut myself. It wasn't piranhas. It was an eel. But hey. I cut myself getting out of the tank.
It wasn't on the animal.
No.
He cut himself on like the fence or something.
I had to get stitches. But it was from the fence.
The animal in the dunk tank wanted nothing to do with him.
Kevin, I am so extreme.
Yeah, you are.
He was bleeding when he went in the tank.
I remember that. I had to get stitches, dog.
Another confession says, my druggy brother was visiting and asked if I knew a dealer.
Oh, boy.
He did this in the kitchen, and my 10-year-old overheard. So when they get a moment, my 10-year-old's like, what is the dealer? I'm like, art. Thankfully, the explanation was accepted.
He's looking to make a major purchases of art.
There's art dealers, man. It works. I think it works.
And this confession says, during the pandemic, my husband and I were getting it on when he told me to go put my mask on. I was confused, but I left and I came back wearing a KN95. Apparently, he meant the sexy cat mask I had just bought for a party.
Oh, okay. Oh,
all right.
Meow, 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 meow.
Somebody else confessing, they said, I was being interviewed for a job and the receptionist asked if I wanted tea or coffee. I was so nervous, I just answered, yes, please. 5 minutes later, she brought me in both a tea and a coffee.
Aww.
So I'm sitting through my interview with one in each hand like a sociopath, altering between both cups.
That's amazing. We do the same thing. Like, I'll just drink them both.
Yes, please. All right. So again, if you want to leave us an anonymous confession, I want to find out about the fake social media accounts. What are you using them for? You can go on to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We got them all up there. And leave us your anonymous confessions.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Remember the other day we had an email about a fight that broke out in Brooklyn where they had drunk painted the casket for Uncle Marv or whatever it was.
With the NFL logo.
Jets, yeah. They tried to do a Jets thing, but they were so drunk it was painted horribly. And then they got into two pallbearers, got into it. And the one came over and slugged the other one. They had to slam Uncle Marv's body down to the ground.
I mean, it sounds like kind of the most epic funeral ever.
No, this is the most epic funeral ever, Virginia. A 36-year-old California man showed up unwanted at the funeral of a years-long feud with his sister. So the siblings start arguing, prompting the sister's boyfriend to step in to try to keep the peace. But when he did, the brother starts beating on the boyfriend, and then it becomes a brawl involving 20 family members.
Oh my gosh.
The guy winds up hitting another female, sending her to the hospital. Then the casket gets knocked over. Thankfully, it didn't open and there wasn't any significant damage.
Oh my God.
But then for his finishing move, the guy hops in his car and drives towards his sister, but she dives out of the way. So then he keeps going and tears up numerous plots in the graveyard, damaging a water main, which then started to flood his mom's open grave.
No.
That's next level, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's a movie.
It's a movie. He caused $20,000 worth of damages and was booked on charges of assault with a deadly weapon, vandalism, and making criminal threats.
Good. You lock him up for that. What the hell?
I mean, that's some crazy stuff, huh?
Keep it together, you redneck maniac.
Dang.
Redneck maniac's a compliment for some people.
That's true.
That's some pretty insane stuff. Let me see some other things going on here in your whacked out news tonight. A Florida woman was arrested after stealing a car and leaving its driver stranded at a gas station. The victim was driving his mother's Kia when he stopped for gas in Lehigh Acres.
I can see this happening. A lot of people just leave their car running.
Yeah.
And they go inside to the gas station. I'm like, what are you doing?
I've seen police do it. I'm like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, crazy stuff. They'd apparently met at a casino in North Fort Myers. So they were able to track down the driver, and they charged her with grand theft. So there you go. Apparently you can't just steal a car while you're sitting in it.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
No, you probably shouldn't. There is a 26-year-old woman that was arrested in Ohio for allowing her 6-year-old son to drink a Smirnoff Ice, both at a gas station and later at her home.
They do kind of taste like lemonade.
They do in the beginning, and then it really turns malty on you. It turns, man.
That first sip is like, oh, this is lemonade-y delicious.
Like, it's not bad. It's extreme lemonade. And like, oh, I don't feel so good.
You shouldn't give it to kids, but I can see why kids would like it.
Oh, I would have gotten so turned off of that as a kid and would have loved it.
And not known
I would have known
that you were drinking alcohol.
I would not have known.
Even better than the Smirnoff Ice is that Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Oh, yeah.
That really tastes like you can't even taste the alcohol.
I would have
in
thought
that.
it tasted weird and funky, but I'm like, I'll power through it. And then all of a sudden, it would have hit me. I would have started feeling relaxed. Like, this is great.
You would have started gyrating with the dance moves. Hey, ladies, check it out.
Not surprisingly, she was charged with child endangerment.
No, really?
Yeah.
Gosh. People are so sensitive these days.
Everybody knows if you're going to give your kids Smirnoff Ice, do it at home.
You got to do it at home. You got to do it in the trailer.
Don't let people see you. This is called witnesses.
A 47-year-old woman in Pennsylvania who has been practicing witchcraft set fire to a car by igniting pages of a spell book and dropping them in.
Yeah, look, you're going to burn some stuff down when you get involved in witchcraft. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, Virginia, but I'm sure you've burnt some crap down.
I have, and I stand in solidarity with my witchy sister.
She loves burning things down like bridges.
Yes. Well, talking about some instant karma, a suspected church burglar in Washington State was sprayed by a skunk just before he was arrested.
Oh, good for him. That's a Jesus skunk.
Yeah. The incident happened early in the morning when a caller told deputies that a male wearing a mask over his face and holding a flashlight was seen on a surveillance live feed walking around inside the church and looking at audio equipment. When deputies arrived at the scene, they saw a man walk past an open window and then begin to climb out. They demanded that he show his hands and get on the ground, and he started to follow the commands when a skunk came running around the corner and sprayed him.
Have you ever?
That is awesome timing. Way to go, skunk.
Have you ever smelled a skunk spray? Is it as bad as?
It's pretty bad. Yeah, there's a lot of them where I'm from.
And Logan,
you'll smell skunks a lot.
You want to take a skunk spray?
I do, and I know that would be in the punishment section.
It's tough to get off of you. I think the old thing was you were supposed to bathe in tomato juice or something like that, because otherwise you can't take a shower and wash skunk off of you.
I remember hearing tomato juice or milk for
something like that. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a legit country thing.
I mean, we can call Amy at Bush Wildlife. I know she has skunks.
But I feel like the skunk would have to be one of those skunks that get airtime, and you'd have to spray me while we're live on the air. He can't come in here and not spray me.
I don't think he can spray you in the building, because it'll get in the air vents, and our other DJs in the hall will hate
could you imagine?
us.
Yeah, I mean, you can smell a skunk for a country mile, man.
Yeah, you think they'll have a problem with that?
Yeah.
in this building?
Yeah.
They already hate us, but let's kick it up a notch.
Maybe it's a road trip kind of a bit. I do it at my house.
Next time in Logan.
If you guys got the skunk, I got the time.
Yeah. The CEO of a company called Hypersocial posted a photo of himself crying after he had to lay off a few employees. And he wanted to show you just how heartbroken he was.
Oh, is he sincere? I saw the picture. I didn't see the video.
He said it was his fault because he had made a bad business decision, but some people think he deserved credit for owning up to it. Others think it was cringy and staged.
I'm not a big fan of the crying. Let me cry on this video. Let me upload it and edit it. It's not my cup of soda, Virginia. And it doesn't. Those crying videos do very well on social media.
I want to watch it before I judge it because if the guy is sincere, I do feel bad for him. What if he made a mistake and then lost a bunch of money and then had to fire people and he really does feel bad?
And I want somebody to put on social media.
Gets people talking. That's for sure.
It's his apology, maybe.
You are so cynical with everything in life but social media. It's weird.
It is.
You believe TikTok.
I believe in TikTok.
And reality shows.
And reality shows.
I need to get in this viral game. I'm going to do a cry video, upload it, see how it does.
I'll believe it.
And if you're a diver, maybe this will impress you. The world record for the deepest free dive was broken in the Bahamas by a man from France who went down 393 feet.
Sacre bleu. Good for him.
Yeah, he had to hold his breath for 4 minutes.
Okay,
Wow.
so I hear what you're saying. You want to do this on Wednesday.
Okay.
My girlfriend can do it for like a minute, and that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's really a neat thing to watch.
When did Tom Cruise, he can do it for 10 minutes, something like that?
I think he said he could do it for 10 days. It's like, dude, you are an alien.
He's like, look, I've grown gills.
You Scientology douche.
I would be surprised if Tom Cruise had gills, but I wouldn't be that shocked. I'm like, yeah, he's got gills.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't take his shirt off on the beach volleyball scene in Top Gun.
You know what?
He did.
He's got gills.
No, he did.
Oh, he did?
Goose didn't.
Oh, Goose did.
It almost worked, Virginia.
It did.
I'm sorry.
I see you trying.
You didn't want to burst her bubble, did you?
I did.
She was in it.
Because I started trying.
I was trying to
She
help.
was in it, but then it didn't work, and she didn't want to bring her down.
Fell flat. Kevin's going to probably end the segment now.
Yeah, let's do it. It's embarrassing. Well, I thought this was rather interesting, this article from BuzzFeed, and it was heroes who have lived long enough to become villains. If that sounds familiar, that was one thing that they had brought up in the Batman movie, The Dark Knight, where you find yourself living long enough to become the villain. And it's kind of interesting because what this is people who really their entire lives were considered the hero. Even today, I had this thought when we were talking about which person on the KVJ show would be most likely to have a documentary made about them. And I said, right now, I don't know that any of us would, but you don't know what would happen. And there's many people that had this life where we loved them and revered them. And then at the end, there was something that, whoa, just what a 180. I grew up in Big Ten football country. And my dad loved college football, the Ohio State Buckeyes, but he respected a guy named Joe Paterno, who was the coach at Penn State, for the way he was. Joe Paterno was a beloved character. He got a good salary being the coach, but he gave so much of the money back to the university. They built the library and named it after him.
Joe Pa.
Joe Pa. Yeah, he was like Papa. He was like everybody's dad. He would walk home from games, and people would say that you'd be walking down the street celebrating a big Penn State win. You look over, and there's Joe Pa just unassumingly walking right next to you, just home. You could walk up to his front door.
Seems like a security risk. I don't know.
Yeah, but that was just it. Nobody would ever dare mess with Joe Pa.
He was beloved.
Beloved.
Until
the Jerry Sandusky story broke and the atrocities of what he had done molesting young children. And what did Joe Pa know? People just had a hard time believing. He's like, I didn't get it. Because
Joe Pa didn't understand.
He didn't understand this kind of stuff. That's not a Joe Pa way.
He runs a Big Ten football squad, but he doesn't understand molestation.
Yeah. They did.
Or did he understand and look the other way, Joe Pa?
Well, and that's the argument. And there are a lot of people today, and I've seen it. There's some people now have done counter documentaries to the one that was done. They did, I think it was HBO.
They did a movie.
Ooh, I love that.
Played Joe Pa.
Yeah.
I love documentaries and counter documentaries.
And that's really what it is. And so now it just depends upon where you settle on this, because somebody's gone through and picked the whole thing apart and really, truly defended Joe Paterno and said they did him wrong because, he in a sense got railroaded out. His son was a coach there, the whole family. They tore down his statue, had nothing to do with Joe Paterno. So to me, it's maybe one of the greatest examples in American history of somebody that was so beloved that went to so hated, and it still is a controversy depending upon who you believe and what you've seen.
It wasn't even his sins.
It wasn't his sins.
And he lost it all. His family lost it all.
The one that jumps out, is Bill Cosby. He grew up. He was America's dad. He was. You don't swear in your raps and don't swear in your comedy.
He would be down on people who use poor language. You're right. And another person my dad loved. My dad loved all these villains. He pushed him on me his entire life. He had Bill Cosby comedy albums that he would listen to. Here's the best ever. Be like Bill Cosby or Joe Paterno. Okay, Dad.
There's that famous story where Bill Cosby calls up Eddie Murphy and goes, "You're swearing too much in your comedy." It's like the balls on this guy.
Yeah. He was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2002, and the Emmys gave him a humanitarian award in 2003 for his long history of charitable work and activism in support of education and racial equality. And then he was convicted of rape. Just now look at Bill Cosby and
now he's out on a technicality, and that sucks. I think Bill Cosby's actually winning this one.
And believe it or not, there's people that still stand by Bill Cosby as well.
Oh, he had fans when he was released. He's got people all around him cheering. I'm like, are these people insane?
It's crazy. O.J. Simpson was another one. Man, you loved O.J. Simpson. You just loved the guy.
Norberg.
He was just I love that movie, The Naked Gun, and O.J. Simpson was in that. He grew up a football hero. And again, one of those guys that just, man, he was doing it right. It was really it. And then 1994 hit, and that's why it was so shocking, because one of our most beloved figures is being accused of murdering his ex-wife and her friend Ron Goldman, and then the Bronco chase. And then when he was not found guilty, it was just kind of crazy. And then that whole thing where he was put in jail for years for the armed robbery and kidnapping of his own memorabilia. It was so odd, the tale of O.J. Simpson.
That was a weird twist.
And he's one of those ones that people, he gets hate. He does. He went from being beloved to hated.
It was kind of crazy because I think he did the murder, but I don't really get why he was in jail for that many years for the robbery thing. I don't know. I even looked into that. I don't get this.
I think he held a gun, or he
held
those
had
people.
One, and they say they were held against their will.
Yeah.
And he's saying I didn't know, but I mean, considering what they seem to have against him for the murder and what they didn't have against him for the robbery, it was just weird that one stuck and the other one didn't.
And how surreal is that? You're getting robbed by the juice. You're like, what is happening? Isn't that what happened? Did he go in there?
Kind of in a sense, but it was basically just strong-arming them, saying, hey, give me my stuff
This
back.
is my stuff.
Right. That's my likeness and things that you have. So that was kind of what the argument was. It was just odd. What a weird tale, though.
So weird.
It's a weird tale.
And that's just it. It kind of makes you wonder now, who is it that we look at, that we love, that is headed for an end-of-life massive failure?
I mean, it's not as bad, but you could argue the same thing about Ellen DeGeneres. I grew up thinking, everyone loves Ellen.
Yeah.
She's been nice. She loves to dance, do goofy dances. And there's a story. I just heard another podcast. It was Steve-O's podcast. He does a podcast where he's in a car, in a van driving. It's a really good podcast. And someone was telling a story about how mean Ellen was. As soon as the cameras went off, and she would be chain smoking, and she was all pissy about she was at some award show, and it was one of the guys from Jackass, Chris Point Pointinonis or whatever his name is. And,
Pontius?
He was telling the story. He goes, yeah, man, Ellen was just really mean. I tried talking to her. She wasn't very nice. She chain smoked the whole time and was real pissy to everybody.
I still
It's
can't even
so
believe it.
opposite of the squeaky queen sweetheart she tries to be on TV.
Well, he said when he heard all this stuff about Ellen go down, he goes, oh, yeah, it's all true. He knew.
We've heard that for years in Hollywood. I've had other comedians tell us that she has always been very difficult.
But on the list you named, she is, I mean,
No, not
even
there yet.
close.
Yeah. In this BuzzFeed article of the heroes who lived long enough to become villains, I understand the villain part. I didn't understand the hero part so much, and it doesn't stand out. It's not at the same level to me as an O.J. Simpson, Joe Paterno, something like that. But they listed Kevin Spacey, and the hero part was, I guess, he was a big activist to promote AIDS awareness. He was in part responsible for a lot of fundraisers for people with AIDS, and apparently he'd done all this stuff. So I didn't understand that he was. I knew he's a good actor. I mean, you just can't argue that. He is a fan. He's one of the best actors that we have had.
He's got to be due to make one of those weird videos again where he acts like the character, the guy that talk country. He's done 2 or 3 of those where he's the character from, what was the last show he was in? House of Cards?
House of Cards.
He plays that character, but he's also talking as if he's Kevin Spacey, but as the character. It's very...
He's doing that now?
He's done a few of them since the scandal.
Oh, really?
He's due to do another one. He's done 2 at least.
Really?
Yes.
It's weird.
What is he saying, though?
He acts like he's the House of Cards guy.
Yeah, he's in a kitchen. He goes, y'all think I did stuff, but maybe you done some stuff too. But he's talking about his scandal.
He's talking
but
about
in
his
the
real
voice.
life.
Yeah, as the character.
It's bizarre. And you're like,
I
whoa.
can't believe you haven't seen that.
I think Spacey's a little more twisted than we all realize.
He's done at least,
You might be right.
He's done at least 2. He's due to do another one.
Oh, wow. I have to look into that. Yeah, I haven't heard of that. Chris Benoit, now you might know this more.
Oh, yeah, the
about what he
Canadian
was.
crippler.
Okay, he was a pro wrestler, and he was beloved, apparently.
They said he was one of the best workers. You know what that means in wrestling, Virginia. He went there and he busted his ass every single day. He balls to the wall with wrestling, work ethic. He was known as a worker and a guy who wasn't very big who ended up becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. It was a big story.
The underdog, in a sense.
The underdog,
Everybody loves
yes.
an underdog. But apparently with his life in wrestling, things that came with it, steroids, injuries, especially a brain injury, things like that happen. A lot of these wrestlers wind up getting on pain pills, leads to alcohol. They really have troublesome later lives.
That's a rough story to hear.
And he wound up murdering his wife and child.
Oh,
it's pretty creepy too, because after the fact you hear all the interviews, and his buddies that are wrestlers were getting weird text messages from him all weekend long, and you realize during that time as he's texting, these people are already dead. His family's already dead.
Oh my gosh!
I believe he did it in stages, but by Sunday things have already been done. Then he doesn't show up to the wrestling event, and they knew something was off, and then they found him. It was really heavy stuff, man.
Yeah. Talking about heroes that became villains. They were beloved by pretty much everybody, and then just things happened. And Anders texted him one that is really good that I forgot about. Mel Gibson.
Oh, that's a good one.
Man, oh man. Again, somebody else my dad loved. My dad has terrible taste in humans.
Dad's batting 3 for 3.
He was telling me he was a huge Harvey Weinstein fan too when I was in Logan.
Boy, Dad can pick them. he loved all the Mel Gibson movies, the Lethal Weapons.
Yes.
One of his favorite series, and that was amazing. Braveheart. You look at that, and you just loved Mel Gibson. You saw Mel Gibson was in a movie, you're like, man, I just love that guy. I love his mullet. His hair is great.
So, in your opinion, you don't think someone can change?
Oh, no, I do. You know me.
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
So, what's your thoughts when it comes to a Mel Gibson? Is he still in the... for Kevin Ralston, do you think he's done enough? Do you think he's said enough to have people forgive him? Or you think he could have done more or do more?
Well, I think there are some people that, too, are just terrible people. And you really got to want to change. And there are some people that they want to be forgiven, but they don't necessarily want to change. And it might be hard for some people because I think after a while, if you've done it and it's been accepted, and Hollywood is the kind of culture that allows you to do that. It allows you to get away with being a horrible person. And as you are, and nobody calls you on your BS, then it kind of ingrains yourself into your nature and your character. And I think that later on in life, it's old dog, new tricks. Sometimes it can be tough. And I almost a lot of times have more sympathy for that person as it gets later on in life. So, yeah, I can forgive it, but at the same time, you can recognize, be like, look, they're just, unfortunately, there's some people, I love you, man, but you're just a horrible person.
Right.
And I'm not sure where Mel Gibson is. I think he might be a horrible person.
Mad with power.
Yeah.
That's what he sounded like to me in those voicemails. But, you know, I mean, there's two sides to it, too. I'm sure his ex pushed all his buttons, fired him up, and got him to yell those things.
It's always just weird to me. There's certain celebrities, and if you look back into their life and their career, they've done some pretty horrible things, but society either has forgotten about it or has forgiven them.
Yeah.
And it's odd who gets that pass and who does not.
I agree. It's not always fair.
It's
not always fair.
It's just an eye-opening thing.
Yeah. It is odd. And you've got the court of public opinion. And that's why controlling the narrative is so important. And that's why all these celebrities have their own PR people, because they want to try to control the narrative so that they don't wind up on a segment on the KVJ show about heroes that turned into villains. That's why it's a big deal.
I just love how all of your dad's heroes are dirtbags.
All of them. and he propped them all up saying, be like him. Be like Joe Paterno and Mel Gibson and this great guy, Bill Cosby.
Kevin, you need to live your life like Pete Rose.
Yeah, that was another one. You're right, Pete Rose. He was my childhood hero. We just had a story this week about how terrible he is. I didn't even know that he was banging 16-year-olds.
I think that might be what you say. Pete just tried to change. I don't know if Pete can.
He's a terrible human. He can't. He and Mel Gibson would love each other.
But that son of a bitch had great honey mustard sauce, I tell you.
Charlie Hustle. We were talking about celebrities who lived long enough to become villains, heroes who become villains. And it's a fascinating thing because they go 40, 50, 60, 70 years on this planet being beloved, given statues, Medal of Freedoms, and then they die villains. Bill Cosby, Joe Paterno, Mel Gibson, Pete Rose, all people that my dad put in front of me as role models in life.
Charlie Hustle.
And somebody said, I forgot one. What about Matt Lauer? Matt Lauer, another big idol of mine. In fact, he was, the guy who did the commencement speech of my college graduation. I'd interviewed him several times, and I'm like, he's the guy I'm going to model my career after.
You interviewed him at the Breakers because I was eavesdropping, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. Kevin's talking to the Matt Lauer.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, ugh.
I know, right? It's crazy. And you'll even see Matt every now and then. He'll be in town. I was at the Square, and he was there having dinner with a couple people. And just
why didn't you snap a pic?
That's not my thing. Yeah,
he's not annoying.
Yeah, I just walked by and like, yeah, it's definitely Matt Lauer. So he's still in town, still goes out. You still see him.
Did he have a button by his table that he would hit?
No, on the table.
His secret
Don't
button.
lock the door so you can't get out.
He travels with the sleaze button.
Yeah.
He's not locking it for Kevin. Kevin's got the wrong equipment.
I believe one of the first things you told me when I got on the show was you talking about Matt Lauer and how he gave you great advice.
He did.
Always ask the tough question.
Always ask the tough question. I'd asked him that. I said, you get in there because a lot of times we were getting hit, especially with, you can have him on, but you can't talk about. And Matt Lauer would say, yeah, we would just say, sorry, we're not going to do it under those circumstances. And you got to ask the question. You can have your own answer prepared.
Sure.
And you can spin right out of it. That's fine. But we still have to ask the question. You can't have on somebody that everybody's waiting for that question and you just don't ask and be like, oh, well, have a great day.
We did that too. I remember we had Adam Levine on and you asked a question that this was stuff Adam Levine was talking about already in interviews. And he shut Kevin down. He's like, I'm here to talk about music.
Adam Levine does not impress me a bit.
Yeah, and then we ended the interview. Yeah.
But that's a good reason why. Because if you're going to come on and you're not going to...
I was like, you're not going to... if you're not going to play the game, then we're not going to promote you.
Let's promote your album.
No, it didn't work like that, Levine. Bye now.
Mm-hmm. And I've hated Maroon 5 ever since.
I think I have to.
Yeah. He earned it, though.
He earned our hate.
Yeah. Somebody also said, and this makes sense too, Rudy Giuliani. remember 9/11? He was the mayor of New York City, and he was the vision of strength and unity and bringing people back together. And then they got very political in all of it. And yeah, there's some people that will still have him, but for a lot of people, he is poison. I mean, he appeared on that, what was the one show where you sing and they unmask you?
Oh, The Masked Singer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it? One of the judges got up and walked out when he was unmasked.
It's so controversial.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things where everyone annoys me. It's like everybody in the equation's annoying.
Right. It was tough, but at one point, most people, if he came out on stage in 2002, people would give him a standing ovation.
Different vibe.
Big time.
Yeah, it definitely changed later on for him.
My buddy texted me, and my buddy JR said, what about John Mayer? I would say John Mayer, probably, people loved him, and then he had a scandal, and his scandal, I think, did knock him down a peg, but I don't know if he belongs on that list.
No. He hasn't done anything that bad.
He did give a pretty awful interview to Playboy, and there was some things he said that I know he regrets.
He was just cocky and young and so full of himself. And look, we can forgive him because he's really hot.
Well, and I don't know if I'd put him at the hero status.
That's just it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if he was always kind of a little slimy anyway.
Yeah, he's a musician.
Yeah.
He's a really hot musician who is young and has the dating resume that any guy would kill for.
People are saying the same thing about Chris Brown. Was he a hero before? Or, was he considered a hero? I don't know if he was.
I don't know if he was at that level. Now, one that we're leaving off here, Michael Jackson. I think that you arguably could have put him to that level, how beloved he was.
You're right.
And, questionable still, and people still will defend him, but there are a lot of people that will not and are like, that's sinister that you would stick up for Michael Jackson. So he definitely took a hit. There are a couple of fascinating ones, too. Tom Cruise, hero, villain, Top Gun Maverick, now hero. And I don't know that he really deserved necessarily to be a villain. I think he just came off weird and unlikable.
What I hear about him is that he is involved in Scientology, and Scientology is involved in some rough stuff that covers up some bad stuff, so he's just a part of that evil, and that's where a lot of hate comes. Because you're right, him jumping up on a couch and being all goofy, that's forgivable. I never understood why people hated him for that, and if you read and kind of dig a little bit more, I think it's more of the Scientology people don't like him for.
Scientology takes a lot of money from people, and it's the hope and dream that I'm going to be famous like Tom Cruise. And most people in Scientology pay thousands, tens of thousands, and never get any sort of fame that even comes close to Tom Cruise.
Well,
and then they leave and they're pissed off.
They've had scandals too with sexual assault, and they feel like the Scientology church has covered it up. So there's a lot of that goes around. I think that he gets hate from.
Also, Kristen sent in a comment on the WRMF app. She said, Hulk Hogan, beloved, cheating on his wife, the racial slur.
I mean, the Hogan stuff was pretty bad too, man. You always forget about that. You're right. He took a pretty bad hit. The thing that saved Hogan was wrestlers from all backgrounds defended him.
Okay.
He had so many people defend him and say Hulk is not like that, and he's one of those ones that kind of slipped by. Because if you listen to what he said, people have said less that's gotten in trouble. Hulkster had some pretty.
What did he say?
I'll just send you the video.
Okay,
that's a weird story.
We're not mad at him for the whole sex triangle, are we?
No, it was more of the racist stuff. He had said racial stuff.
See, I even forgot that he did that. Wow.
Yeah. So it is a fascinating phenomenon. Great comments. Do appreciate it. Okay, a couple random questions here about movies. What is your go-to comfort film to watch?
I love me Happy Gilmore.
Okay, that's a good one.
It's goofy, it's cozy, it's fun.
Yeah, that's nice. I've had ones that I've kind of gone through in my life. When I was a young kid, it was Caddyshack. Then I think I went through Tommy Boy in the 90s. Then probably a little bit of old school in the 2000s. But the one that's always been there is Star Wars: A New Hope.
I was gonna say, I mean, the three, the big three, the main three. I can put them on at any point and instantly get in a relaxed, cozy mind.
It's nice.
It is nice.
Do you have a movie like that speaks to you, Virginia?
I love The Holiday with Cameron Diaz.
Okay.
Oh, I love that movie. It puts me in the best mood.
Holiday movies, I could see that. That's good. But even in July, you're going to put that on?
Totally. It plays all year long. It's not just about the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree, Kevin. It's a pretty weak answer.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
It's a great movie. It's so good.
Don't like that, huh? You know, she might party with Rocco's teacher.
Rocco's teacher was texting me yesterday, and she's awesome, and we love her.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're texting. We're that close now.
Yeah, I don't see this going bad.
Let's go flame out.
Oh, man.
She's awesome.
No, I know.
Today.
I know, yeah, today. Let's write this down to August 11th.
The only thing that can mess this up is Rocco. Because me and the teacher, we cool.
Okay.
Rocco needs to keep his S-bomb together at class.
All right, what popular movie have you never seen? There's a long list for me. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. Anything really in the horror genre, not going to do it. I haven't seen Fight Club. Haven't seen The Big Lebowski, considered a cult classic.
Kevin, I've tried to watch The Big Lebowski 7 times, and I can never get past a certain part. And it's not that I don't like it. For whatever reason, I cannot complete that movie.
Okay, yeah, so maybe
And
I'm
it's a
not missing
classic.
anything. Yeah. There's a movie called Kingpin. People always say you got to watch that.
That is a funny movie.
Is
That's
it?
an underrated movie. I always
Okay.
forget about that. Every time it's on, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's goofy, and it's out there.
I keep forgetting about it and never seen it.
It's the Farley brothers.
Uh-huh. What is a children's movie you really enjoy watching?
Without a doubt, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It still plays today. You can be an adult. You can be a kid. You can watch it with the family. There's a bit of a darkness to Wonka that I think makes it work. Yeah, it's to me the best kids movie of all time.
It's a lot of those. There's so many. Disney's done so many great movies like that. Finding Nemo is one that I
Nemo,
love.
it gets sad, though. There's parts of Nemo that make me cry.
It grips at the heartstrings, no doubt.
The Little Mermaid is by far the best.
Okay.
All those Disney movies, if you put it on and I sit down, I'm forced to watch it. I always end up liking them. I never watched The Little Mermaid. And I for a while ago, and I saw them like, this is a great cartoon.
Have you seen Moana?
I have seen Moana.
That's good,
It's
too.
good.
What show or movie would you turn into a Broadway musical? They've done other ones like Rocky. It's just been turned into a Broadway musical.
Ooh, Teen Wolf. Oh.
Yeah.
People dancing like wolves on the stage. Oh.
Didn't they try to bring that back as a TV show?
It did very well.
flopped?
It did very well. That was on MTV. It did not flop.
All right.
Didn't they do the Bend and Snap? Didn't they turn that into a musical?
Oh, Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Yes, Legally Blonde is absolutely a musical because Katie, Kit's daughter, was in it.
Okay.
And she was amazing as Elle Woods.
Okay.
Not to sound like a broken record, but I also think Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory would be a great play or a great
A
theater.
musical, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
surprised it's not.
It's gotta be.
It
It has
is.
to
It's
be.
gotta be. I'm sure it is.
We'll talk a little bit about movies, ones that would become good musicals as well. The Willy Wonka, yeah, I could see that. Kid fun playing out. They've done it to a lot of different movies that have been popular in the box office, and then all of a sudden they're on Broadway.
You want a Wonka Scrumdiddlyumptious bar or a Slugworth Sizzler?
You could do a lot of dance numbers and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That would play. Yeah, no doubt. I'm actually surprised that they haven't done it.
Someone's saying that they did it.
I'm sure they've done it.
They've done. That's what. But I saw one comment in the chat. And it's got to be official.
They did Spider-Man, the musical.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they have done some crazy things, haven't they?
You could do KVJ the musical.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, they did The Wedding Singer. Somebody had mentioned in the KVJ TV chat room.
That could be. I bet that's awesome. You
That
could
would
easily
work.
do that.
Yeah, it would be like a Rock of Ages, right?
Yeah.
That they had done with a lot of cover band 80s kind of songs. Absolutely. So, yeah, a lot of good suggestions there. Thank you for dialing them in to us. You can always text 877-979-WRMF. And then we got this thing, the KVJ TV chat room, that you can jump in and leave your comments. Go to YouTube. Everybody that's in there, make sure you like. That really helps us out. Give us a little like and make sure you subscribe as well. So definitely need to get some help there. Appreciate it. Also, you might want to go check out Virginia's now viral video that we talked about yesterday with her son Rocco walking him into the library, and he had this to say.
Why are we whispering? Because it's a damn library. Oh.
That's headed for 1 million views on TikTok.
It's at 1 million views right now. We broke a couple goals. We're at 1.1 million on that video. We started off, I think we gained about 800 followers today too.
Wow.
We're at 6,008. Let's see if we can get to 7,000 now.
That's so cool.
There's a show I really want to beat right now with numbers. And it's my own personal thing. So help us beat this show.
Let's destroy them.
Yeah, I want to destroy them.
Okay. Go to TikTok. It's at KVJ Show.
Why are we whispering?
All right, sorry, we got that. we know.
It's a damn library.
It's a damn library.
Sorry, Kevin.
That's all right. All right, Bird, before we get to the After the Show podcast, wrap us all up with your thought for the day.
Y'all want that rhyme?
Oh, we love a rhyme.
Yeah.
Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.